start in 60 seconds. Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Nobody take no cornbread from me.
Testing, testing, testing. Oh, I know what that is. Okay, kill that, right? Testing, testing. That's still a little loud. Guys, I'm getting a message that YouTube is really low output. Hey, it says that YouTube is really low output, guys. I don't like that. It's got a red on YouTube. Hey, YouTube people. Hey, Facebook people. How are you guys doing with the performance, guys? Let me make sure Facebook's okay here. I'm not seeing any complaints. Hi, Tim and Wolfpack, Margarita Silver Potts, Deion Adams, Chris Hurl, Ginger, Carrie, Devontae, Charles. What's up, guys? What's up, Uli? George and Rose, Linda. Yeah, Facebook appears to be okay, but I'm getting a message from it could have something to do with Restream. Okay, we're currently experiencing an issue affecting the Mixer API. Meanwhile, I posted some workarounds on your Twitter. What about YouTube? Little concerned here, guys. I hope it's okay. I could reboot, make sure. I see I got a phone line. I got somebody in the phone queue already. That's good. Hey, what's up, 301? I'm just concerned with the message I'm getting from YouTube that I don't usually get. So, guys, I'm going to stop and restart the stream just because we got phone lines. Phone lines look good. I just want to make sure that we're okay, all right? So let me stop and restart. You shouldn't have to go anywhere or do anything. Just give me 2 minutes while I restart this. All right, it says the stream is recontinuing. Now it's not red. Now it's yellow. Yellow I've seen before, guys. And I think we're good to go, man. I think we're good. Appears to be okay. We already did the cool music. All right, I'm just gonna roll, man. It looks yellow. Usually, if it's yellow, that means it's gonna go to green. Dave gave me a call. What's up, Dave? I didn't hear you. I picked up. You look like you just called back, but I can hear you, Tim, but don't see you. Okay, now you're gonna see me because now we're gonna go to the C thing. There we go. All right, so we should be okay now as far as video. All right, people. Hey, what's going on, people? How you doing? My name is Tim Black. Welcome to the Tim Black at Night show. Yeah. Well, hey, guys, things have been doing pretty well lately, so we made some changes thanks to people who watched the show, who helped out the show. There was a message I was getting on YouTube saying that the stream wasn't healthy, so I stopped the stream and restarted the stream just in case because, well, you know, why not? And I'm going to check now and make sure the audio is good because we were playing music and then we had mics. So let me just make sure that everybody can hear and see now. What's up, people? What's up, Buck? Buck, boom. What's up, JJ? Carrie, Jennifer? All right. I got a full house. What's up, Alan? What's up, Cheryl? Cheryl, I see you rocking your flavor, your Wolfpack swag. I see you, Cheryl. Truth can't be silenced. He said the video is not great. Now it's green. It should be pretty good. It's where it's usually at. The stream health, according to me, is green, but it may take a while to be green on your side because it's a buffer. So, and now I see people are dialing in because we have phone lines, people. Tonight is phone line night. It's Freedom Friday right here on the Tim Black at Night show. You get to call up to the show and say whatever's on your mind. And it's a beautiful thing, y'all, right, to like share the airways with my people, my Tim Black's Wolfpack, my people on Periscope, YouTube, and Facebook. Everybody can participate. Let me just verify that Facebook is good because we want to just make sure, man, right? Okay, so let me scroll up. Audio's good for me. Looks good, sounds good. There we go. All right, looks good, sounds good. I'll take that. Who said that? Dale Weaver, David Campbell, Dion Adams, Rose Wade, Diana Mary, Ernestina, Roseanne's in the house, Ginger's in the house. Okay, we're good. My video on Facebook is good. That's it, man. All right. Woo! I tell you, man, it's a lot to get things straight on YouTube and on the internet sometimes. Like yesterday's show, seamless. No problems. We ran for an hour and a half. I didn't have phone lines, but we ran for an hour and a half. We did good. So I'm just going to hope that things work out well tonight. Shout out to the Tim Black Wolfpack. Oh, so this is what we got. So if you're new to Freedom Friday, let me tell you how this works. I open the show. I'm your host. I open the show for you. I bring out a couple of stories. If I have clips for them, we run the clips. We let people check it out. We talk about it. And then the whole time the phone lines are open and people are dialing in because they want to comment. And then I open phone lines for about an hour, sometimes longer, sometimes an hour and a half, depending on how many people we got in the queue. And we just let the people talk. That's it. Crazy, right? Regular people get to speak to everyone. And the thing about this platform is I've been working on this platform for 6 years now, right? So we get a lot of people who view us all over the world. I've had people calling from Singapore, from Mexico, from Australia, from every state in the United States, including Puerto Rico. And it's a beautiful thing. And we're live on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope. We're also available podcasts on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, and Blog Talk Radio. So when you leave a comment here, you speak truth to power on this platform. I don't censor it. And you reach thousands of people. So when people say, man, I'm a little guy, nobody knows me, or I'm a little lady, or I'm a little whatever, I'm just one person, I'm an individual, I don't have the power. Well, I give you the power, all right? Here you speak truth to power, and you can touch lives of many people or maybe just one person, you could change their life. So that's the beauty of this show. That's what makes it special. That's why it continues to be very popular in the independent media community. So let me rock out. Let's start with a couple stories. I got 3 stories I want to hit on. One is about the Gallup polls. All right, we want to talk about the Gallup polls. And then I also want to kind of rebut something that's been going on. One of my people told me about this conversation about Elizabeth Warren. And I want to clarify a couple things about Elizabeth Warren for people using receipts. Because we love receipts, don't we? See, like if you want to get a refund or something, you want to get an exchange, you're going to need your receipt. See, I want a refund on all the blabbering and the attitude somebody was giving out across the internet. I want a refund on their actions. So what I have is a receipt. I got the receipt for that. We're going to get to that. But first, we're going to go, just to bring everybody up to speed, on the lineup for the debates that are coming up. Let's go debate lineup, guys. Booyah. Debate lineup. All right, so this is what it's looking like, guys. We got 2 nights set, and we got 20 candidates split over 2 nights. Okay, as you can see here, the first night is Williamson, Ryan, Klobuchar, Buttigieg, Sanders, Warren, O'Rourke, Hickenlooper, Delaney, and Bullock. Bullock is the new addition. He took Swalwell's spot, okay? So Bullock, that's the first night. What we're going to look for in the first night is, of course, Sanders and Warren. Will they mix it up? What's going to happen there? That's going to be very interesting to watch. Other than that, I will be looking to see if Beto O'Rourke will be able to gain any traction whatsoever. He needs it more than anybody else. The big thing about the first night is, will Beto O'Rourke bounce back? Okay? So that's the first night. The second night, I think the second night's going to be the real barn burner. All right, second night, we got Bennett, Gillibrand, Castro, Booker, Biden, Harris, Yang, Gabbard, Inslee, and de Blasio. Second night, of course, we're looking at Biden and Harris. Biden and Harris, after Harris decimated. Well, I won't say decimated. That's a strong word. She critically wounded Joe Biden. Okay? She tackled and body slammed Joe Biden in a rhetorical sense about busing, and it played very well for her. Or did it? See, that's another thing. We're going to challenge the whole narrative of how well it really helped, how much it really helped Harris. But that's what we're going to be looking at on the second night. Also, we're going to be looking at Cory Booker. Will Cory Booker ever live up to being Cory Booker? All right. And, of course, we're looking for Tulsi Gabbard to be Tulsi Gabbard on anything relating to military, anything related to our military-industrial complex, relating to foreign affairs, relating to war. Now, the only saving grace for Ryan is he's not in this lineup. He's not in the second night with Gabbard again. De Blasio, I expect de Blasio to be de Blasio. I will be looking out for Castro. Castro has proven that he will go for your knees if need be. Very strategic. Do not sleep on Julio Castro. And that's it. That's what we got for the first night, guys. First night. So now you're up to speed. And hopefully we'll, of course, as we get closer and closer, there'll be more information about this. This was released yesterday. Now, a lot of people are very upset, obviously, because they wanted Mike Gravel to be in the debates. And, yeah, it's disappointing because nothing is more effective than a progressive, unhinged, unbossed, and unbought. And that's Mike Gravel. So, yeah, we're missing out on something. But not only are we missing out on something, the world is missing out on an opportunity to be exposed to a real peace candidate who calls it like they see it. Now, don't get me wrong. Gravel is a politician. He was a politician. But I feel like after I spoke with him for a limited amount of time, it was crazy, guys. Like, I had lined up an interview with Mike Gravel, and somehow the signals got crossed. He ended up at dinner with his wife and forgot he had the appointment because he's got a staff and there was a miscommunication. Do you know the man took time out of his dinner, went to a room outside of the hall and talk to us for about 25, 30 minutes? He didn't postpone. He said, no, I really want to talk to you, man. I'll just go here. I'm be on the phone. I'll just go in another room and we'll just talk. That's Mike Revelle. All right? I haven't always been treated so nicely. I can tell you that. So thank you, Mike Revelle. The other thing we're looking at is the Yang Gang. Like, the Yang Gang has been really ticked off because they feel like Andrew Yang got a raw deal in the first debate, that he didn't get a lot of talk time. And he's right, he didn't. He got the least amount of talk time. So Andrew Yang is going to be very aggressive. And I know he said that something was up with his microphone, and then Marianne Williamson said something was up with her microphone, and then I don't remember Tulsi Gabbard saying anything was up with her microphone, but a couple people that support her or work with her, someone said that that's what she said, and I don't know. She's never publicly said that I'm aware of. But at any rate, I was told last night that if Andrew Yang has to stand on top of his podium like Beto O'Rourke, that's what he's going to have to do, because people have put a lot of money in Andrew Yang's campaign. Their hearts and their spirits are with him. They support him. And they want him to speak. I want him to get his opportunity to say his piece. You know what? You should want that for any candidate who has people who support him. You don't have to agree with the message or their politics, but that's what debates are about. Let that, like they say, let the battle of ideas win the day, right? Let that carry the day. So, yeah, man, I'm excited about that. That's going to be big time. We're going to have a lot of fun covering it. We're going to be doing our best to keep it real throughout. So be here, tune in, check in, become a $5 a month Patreon member. Where am I, guys, I don't know. I have my bumper stickers. I got bumper stickers coming, right? My bumper stickers will be here probably Monday or Tuesday. I'm going to start sending out my bumper stickers to my $5 a month Patreon or Wolfpack members. If you're a member of TBTV or the Wolfpack, I'm sending you a bumper sticker and like a button and a sticker or something. I'm sending bumper stickers plus other stuff, because I want to let you know how much I appreciate you guys for supporting this show. Like, no one's required to support independent media. No one's required to make sure that we're able to speak truth to power. You do that for me. So if you're a $5 a month Patreon or Wolfpack member, even if you are a PayPal guy or woman, whatever, send me your address. I'll send you a bumper sticker. I can't do it unless you send me the address, though, okay? Because I don't know where to send it. All right, let's move on to number two. Number two. All right, so I'm on Twitter, right? Because you know I'm on Twitter. It's Real Tim Black if you want to follow, guys. And I'm just doing my thing, and I get a text. Well, I get a DM. Someone DMs me, and they says, Tim, this thing's going on, and it's pissing me off, and no one will talk about it. You haven't even talked about it. And I'm like, okay, here we go. What haven't I talked about? You know, sometimes I just forget, or sometimes I'm just bombarded, or sometimes it's just one guy. But this person had a point. There was something that was missed. And I didn't actually miss it. I'd heard about it, but I hadn't focused on it. You know what I mean? So anyway, here goes the issue. Someone who used to watch TYT and apparently follows TYT on the Twitter saw this from Cenk Uygur. They saw this tweet from Cenk Uygur, and it says, you guys have to stop saying that. Okay, let me start with the comment that Cenk's responding to. Someone named Anthony B. wrote this. So will you call Elizabeth Warren's promise to take corporate PAC money in the general election, should she be the nominee, inherently corrupting? Inherently corrupting. And Cenk's response to that was, you guys have to stop saying that. It isn't true. Go back and watch the interview I did with her at tyt.com. At Elizabeth Warren. Never said she would take corporate PAC money in the general. She said she would do calls and fundraisers again, but that's only from individuals. All right. So the person who sent me this DM, who sent me this Cenk tweet, said, Tim, Cenk's wrong. Either he doesn't know what's going on, or maybe Cenk is trying to mislead people. I don't know, but Cenk is totally wrong about this. And Tim, I had the receipts to prove it, brother, but no one will talk about it. I said, well, look, here's what we're going to need. We're going to need proof that Elizabeth Warren said she would take PAC money in the general. And we'll also have to show proof, because he said that Anna Kasparian also knows. So we need two things. We need proof that Elizabeth said it, and proof that Anna Kasparian knows, and also proof that Cenk Uygur, during the interview with Cenk, that Elizabeth Warren did tell him that. And if we had those three pieces of proof, well, we got him dead to rights. And it is what it is. So, we have those.
That's
right. But I want to
not quite your standard sales pitch.
Yeah, no, that's not a normal political pitch. But I wanted to ask you. You mentioned earlier that you don't believe in unilateral disarmament. So does this only apply in the primaries, or will you carry this over to the general election or any other election you'll have going forward?
So this is for primaries. Look, I do not believe in unilateral disarmament. We need to win. We need to win in 2020. And when we hit 2020 and we're in a race against Donald Trump, when we're in a race for control of the Senate and control of the House and in control of the state houses and the governor's mansions, in all of those, the Republicans are going to be bringing a lot of money, a lot of power, a lot of dark money, a lot of super PACs, all to the fight. We play by the same rules. And in that one, I say we got to be all in, because we have to beat the Republicans. But
all right. I don't know if he gets any plainer. Let me say that again. I'm not so sure it gets any more cut and dry. Cenk, she literally said to you that come the general election, all the rules are off the table. She literally said the Republicans are going to take dark money. The Republicans are going to take super PAC money. We need to be all in. The primaries is one thing. The general is another. Cenk, looking at your tweet. Looking at your tweet, Cenk. Well, why am I talking like I'm talking directly to Cenk? I'm not talking to Cenk. I'm talking to my people. People, Cenk, what is Cenk talking about? It's obvious. Elizabeth Warren said that she's going to take dark money. She said the Republicans are doing it, so why shouldn't we? We want to beat the Republicans, so we got to do exactly what they're doing. Because, hey, we wouldn't be able to raise money from people. We need to go the corporate route. We need to go the billionaire route. We need to tap some millionaires. That's what we need to do. I'm only going to have ethics when it comes to the primary, but once we get to the general, all bets are off. I'm all in. I got a plan for that. I'm going to be sold and bought. And that's actually what she's saying, Cenk. She's saying she's going to sell her soul. She's saying she's going to compromise her ethics. She is saying she's going to be bought. She's going to allow people to influence her with money, because that's what money does. It influences people. If I walked up to you right now, you didn't have any money, and I offered you $100, I would be able to influence you to do whatever I want you to do for the $100. Now, you might not do it, because it may be something strange for a little bit of change. But if I ask you to do something simple like make a phone call, or, I don't know, go over and tell that lady I said hello, you'd probably do it. You know, if you didn't know where your next meal was coming from, you'd probably be a little susceptible to somebody saying, here goes $1,000. Money is how we trade services. That's what money's for. It's a form of exchange. That's the whole purpose of money. Folks, listen, folks, Wolfpack, everybody watching, Cenk was a former Republican. He ought to know how money works. I'm sure he does. Elizabeth Warren was a former Republican. I'm sure she knows that money is a form of exchange for services and goods. So why are people giving you money if they don't expect something? People give to my show, they expect something. They expect a show. They don't expect me to come up here and start supporting Trump, because that's not the rules of the agreement. We have an unwritten agreement. I am a progressively minded individual that speaks truth to power. That doesn't mean I will always be directly opposed to everything Trump does, because that's not the rule. The rule is I'll be speaking truth to power and keeping it real. That's the rule.
You know, that's
Right, but I want to.
not quite your standard sales pitch.
Yeah, no, that's not a normal political pitch. But I wanted to ask you, you mentioned earlier that you don't believe in unilateral disarmament. So does this only apply in the primaries, or will you carry this over to the general election or any other election you'll have going forward?
So this is for primaries. Look, I do not believe in unilateral disarmament. We need to win. We need to win in 2020. And when we hit 2020 and we're in a race against Donald Trump, when we're in a race for control of the Senate and control of the House and in control of the state houses and the governor's mansions, in all of those, the Republicans are going to be bringing a lot of money, a lot of power, a lot of dark money, a lot of super PACs, all to the fight. We play by the same rules. And in that one, I say we got to be all in, because we have to beat the Republicans. But
All right, so I just don't believe, honestly, guys, I just don't believe that there's any other way to interpret what she said. I mean, I know sometimes she's prone to do politispeak, to get a little mealy-mouthed, to do a little bit of word salad in order to evade. Sort of like she did when they said, is Trump racist? Like, you don't have to mince words. If a person says racist things, I'm going to go ahead and assume either they're ignorant or they're racist. Either you don't know what you're saying or you're racist. There's only two ways to go. And since Trump is 70-something years old, has a history of using racially charged rhetoric, I'm just going to call him a racist. I don't have time to even figure that out. I don't need to make people like me who want to defend racist rhetoric out of anyone, even if they are the president. So we already know that Elizabeth Warren likes to play like, I don't know what you mean. Standing Rock, I don't know. I don't know how you came to these conclusions. Well, you didn't go to Standing Rock, Miss Native American. You didn't talk about it till it was over. It was in the news for a year. We've been covering it for a year. Where were you? Tulsi Gabbard went. So that's off track, but back to the point. The point is, I know that Elizabeth Warren has a tendency to be a little squirmy, but right there, she was pretty honest. I mean, I disagree with her 100%, but she's honest about what her intentions are. You can't act like you're fooled, and don't act like you weren't the one interviewing her. Okay? So it is what it is. So just going back to Cenk's tweet.
you know, that's
Right, but I want to.
not quite your standard sales pitch.
Back to his tweet where he said, you guys have to stop saying that. It isn't true. Go back and watch the interview I did with her. Warren never said she would take corporate PAC money in the general. She said she would do calls and fundraisers again, but that's only from individuals. I didn't hear her say, she said all in. Dude, what's all in mean? I thought she said there were no rules and they're going to do what the Republicans do. That's how I interpret it. I can't imagine you interpreting it any other way, but maybe you do. Okay. Now, I feel that I've proven my side of things, where I come from, my vantage point on that whole issue with what Cenk's saying. Now, I'm not the only person who feels that Warren's statement in that video, in that interview with Cenk Uygur, says that she's going to take dark money. Yeah, in fact, there are other people, someone who I've disagreed with before on an issue or two, who, so I have no reason to champion for them, or I'm not championing for them. It's just we happen to agree on something. It's Anna Kasparian. Yeah, Anna Kasparian said the same thing. She came up to the same conclusion that I did about that conversation. Her perception of the conversation between Cenk Uygur and Elizabeth Warren, she formed the same opinion I did. Here it is.
Now, the Young Turks, including myself and Cenk, did interview Elizabeth Warren earlier this year. And during that interview, she admitted that in the general election, should she win the Democratic nomination, she does not plan to unilaterally disarm when it comes to campaign funding. That's a fancy way of saying that she will take money from big donors. Now, people have rightfully called her out on that as a problem, especially in this age of progressive Democratic politics. And I agree with them. I do think that it is a problem that she is willing to take that money if she wins the Democratic nomination. Look, I think that there are a lot of great things when it comes to Elizabeth Warren's proposals, what she wants to do should she get elected as president. If you look at her track record, she has been incredibly strong when it comes to holding Wall Street and bankers accountable. And that is what appeals to me about her the most. Even when she was taking money from big donors, she was still principled in holding Wall Street accountable. And I do believe that she will always do that. However, I also believe that corporate money and money from big donors negatively influences candidates regardless of how good their intentions are. So for instance, while Elizabeth Warren has been incredibly strong when it comes to some domestic policy, especially pertaining to Wall Street, her foreign policy has not been great. She has been a fierce defender of the right-wing government of Israel, something that does bother me. She has voted in favor of increasing the military budget over and over again. I do see her foreign policy as a weakness. And I don't think that taking money from big donors is gonna play well when it comes to these weaknesses. But that's not to say that I think she's a bad candidate. And I really don't wanna stand here and tear Democratic candidates apart, especially progressive Democratic candidates, when we're dealing with a monster like Donald Trump.
Okay, guys, so we good? I think we're good. Okay, so like I said, I disagree with Anna Kasparian on issues. Hey, but so what Anna's saying is the same thing I'm saying, but with a twist. I think Anna's saying that Elizabeth Warren will take big money from big donors, but not PAC money, not super PACs. I guess I would have to watch the entire interview to get that opinion. All right, I got a timestamp of where I should watch in the interview. And maybe Elizabeth Warren won't take PAC money, but she will take money from big donors. Isn't that bad, though? And Anna Kasparian thinks it's bad. Maybe Cenk doesn't think it's bad. I think it's horrible. Look, when I started becoming a progressive individual, right? When I started being aware of how I wanted to fall in the spectrum, because we voted, and we've done things politically, but once I decided, you know what, I have an ideology and I have a belief system, and this is what best suits it. It doesn't suit it 100%, but this is where I'm most closely aligned. I realized that I was more progressive. I was progressive leaning. That's just who I am. That's how I see the world. And in part of doing that, when I decided to be an activist in that way, meaning I'd help certain candidates run, I would focus on certain political issues. I decided that part of being progressive would be not to take big donor money. And what's the reason behind that? It's not because I dislike money. It's not because I think Democrats shouldn't have money, or Republicans shouldn't have money, or independents shouldn't have money, or Green Party shouldn't make money, or that money. Like, I understand money is useful. The problem is it's hoarded at the top. That's the problem. It's hoarded and is used like a sledgehammer to continually decimate the lower classes in this country. That's the problem with money. But money's not inherently horrible or evil, in my opinion. It's how you use it. If I got $1 million and I feed 100,000 people every day for 6 months or whatever I do, that's a good use of money. And that money was used well, right? But if I get $1 million and I go screw it off and go buy 4 bouncing cars and I don't know how much gold chains, I can't even imagine that type of lifestyle. But you know what I'm saying, I just blow it at Vegas and having a good time hanging out and just whatever, then that's a bad use of money. The point is this: why do we have a problem with our candidates taking big money? Because we understand the corrosive nature of fundraising. We understand the corrosive nature and influence that money has on our politics. That's why. So that's why we don't want our candidates to, that's why we want our candidates to avoid taking big donor money, super PAC money. I don't care what Republicans do. I care about what the people I support do. I don't care what other parties do. I don't even care what other candidates do. Those are not the candidates I'm going to support. Elizabeth Warren wants to take dark money. She feels she can't compete without it. She's probably right. Because will she be able to actually excite people? Will she really be able to foster a campaign going up against Donald Trump by motivating people and inspiring people and bringing out new voters? Maybe she won't be able to. I don't know. Sounds self-defeating to me. I think we've seen that it can be done. We have seen it is very much a you can get it done. Bernie just showed us how to do it. True, Bernie did not make it to the general, and we know why. The old full-grown person put on a scale attempt. The DNC. They knew who they wanted. The 16 smear articles in 24 hours, compliments of the Washington Post. And on and on and on and on. A tenth of the media coverage of a Hillary Clinton. So look, I'm not here like look, guys, hey, it is what it is. Elizabeth Warren wants to take big donor money or if it's dark money. Bad money is bad money. We want our candidates beholden to only one group of people. Us. That's what we want. And we want it in the spirit of trust. And we will fund you because we see you as a leader that we want to put in power. That's the way it should be. It should be a grassroots effort to get a candidate up. People lift you up. We choose you, we lift you up. And you should be able to rely and trust on that and not have to go and get big money donors. And Jake, you're wrong. You're wrong. She's and look, if you want to support, look, here's another thing I wanted to add. If it came down to Trump or Elizabeth Warren for some strange reason, then you'd have a decision to make. But right now, you have an option of a candidate who won't take dark money. A candidate who won't go do the big fundraisers, the big donors. We have somebody who's pledged not to do that. Why would you consider being, if you're a progressive person and you are focused on politics, you know what's going on, you're not like some Americans, detached, busy. You work in the field of politics and media. You know this stuff. Why would you consider supporting a candidate that won't live up to that expectation? And you know, it just doesn't make sense to me. It would be different, guys, if it comes down to it, and if Elizabeth Warren won the primary, then maybe I could see Jack making that decision or someone else making that decision. Okay? Last thing is, Anna Kasparian endorsed Bernie in that video. That's what the video was about. So it's on the TYT channel. Yeah, that's what she did. And she laid out her reasons for endorsing Bernie, and that was why. Her main reason for endorsing Bernie was Elizabeth Warren agreeing to take big donor money, and also her military ideology, her military-industrial complex, her support of Israel, a lack of support for Palestinians. Warhawk. War! All right. Last but not least, guys, number 3. Okay, so just before we go to phone calls, I want people to know we hear a lot of conversation about this candidate, that candidate, a lot of movement going on about who's the better person to take on Donald Trump, who's rising in the polls, who's falling in the polls, what's going on. This person said this, and this is getting heated, and this person held a press conference. All this noise, right? And I get it. I'm a part of it. Hey, that's what it is, okay? A lot of different opinions about a lot of different candidates. But let's not lose sight of reality. Poll. Biden and Sanders still have the best images among Democrats. This is taken from the Gallup poll. 10 contenders measured. Sanders and Biden still liked best by Democrats. Biden's favorable rating has inched down since February, none viewed favorably by a majority of Americans. In a Gallup poll conducted shortly after the first round of Democratic debates, Sanders and Biden continue to enjoy the highest favorability ratings of all major Democratic contenders among the party's base. Both are viewed favorably by roughly 7 in 10 Democrats. And here goes the grid. Bernie at 72, 17 unfavorable, 11 no opinion. No opinion means don't know, refuse, or never heard of. Elizabeth Warren, Joe Biden there with 69%, unfavorable 17. 5 tiers of Democratic favorability. The 10 candidates rated in the July 1 through 12 Gallup survey coincidentally align neatly into pairs. Sanders and Biden are at the top with 72 and 69% favorable ratings. Behind them, Elizabeth Warren, Kamala Harris. Biden's rating has been down since February. Gallup has measured Democratic candidates' favorable ratings 3 times this year, in February, April, and the latest in July. The only notable change has been a decline in Biden's favorable score. So basically what I'm telling you is, after all of the ruckus, after all of the noise, it's still Biden and Bernie. Biden's favorable ratings in 2019, there you go. You can see it's declining amongst Democrats. America's opinions of Joe Biden 2017 through 2007 through 2019. When Biden talks, he drops. When Biden talks, Biden drops. Harris and others no more familiar to Democrats since first debate. Harris, according to this Gallup poll, Harris has not notably improved notoriety with the American people based on that one debate performance. And then to talk about Trump's national favorable score is just ahead of Democrats nationally. Okay? That's because he gets such a disproportionate amount of Republican support. Trump is up with like 89% favorable ratings with Republicans. Here we go. Favorability rating nationally. Trump at 45%, Joe 42%, Sanders 41%. There you go. And once again, here it is. High favorable score by Republicans. Donald Trump gets 84%. Biden with 69%, Sanders with 72%. Democrats are almost certain to support the person at a level that is similar to Republicans. Current support for Trump, thereby boosting the favorability nationally. There you go, guys. So what I wanted to do is just kind of make sure that we understand exactly, like there's a lot happening, and I'm not saying things can't change, but what I'm saying, it takes time to build a national profile. It's not something that happens overnight. Bernie had Kamala Harris numbers, Elizabeth Warren numbers, probably less than Elizabeth Warren numbers. When he ran against Hillary the first time, people didn't know who he was. We're in a different place now, of course, right? But let's not act like one great performance or one tearing up of Joe Biden really changed things for Kamala Harris on a national scale. That's why she's on everything. That's why they're pushing her. Because, guys, she has so much ground to make up to beat a sitting president. I think it's almost unrealistic. I think Bernie still has the best shot. And here's another thing. I feel really good about Tulsi Gabbard building a platform, getting name recognition. Remember, Tulsi Gabbard's 38 years old. She got time. Building a national platform, world's biggest stage, opportunity, sticking true to who she is. I think this is big for her, but I want people to be realistic about where we are and what can be accomplished right now. Hey, I'm not saying like I said, anything can happen. I'm just keeping it 100 with you and saying it's hard to be the sitting president when people don't know who you are. Trump had the benefit of being well known for being in media 30 years before running against Hillary Clinton. All right, guys. Phone number is 319-527-6212. That's 319-527-6212. Phone lines are open, guys. Thank you for calling in. Let's do this. Yes, yes, yes. Or do I have a phone line laying around here? Do I have a phone number laying? Yes, I do. Bam. 319-527-6212 is the phone number you dial into. And let me just make sure we are good. It doesn't scroll. There it is. Thank you, Ginger. I appreciate you, Ginger. And we're going to 678. You're live on Freedom Friday, 678.
Tim Black.
Hey, what's up, Dave?
Hey, what's up, man? I actually tried to call on the show and dialed your cell phone earlier, so I'm not sure that was just a fail. Right from the start. So I made some notes today.
I can't hear you, Dave. Oh, man, tell me that's your side, not mine. Dave. Lord.
Can you hear me?
Now I hear you, yeah. Now I hear you.
That's what's up. All right, sorry about that. I think that was my side. So, okay, the Trump rally, man. Let's dig right in, all right? I've never heard anything like that. And so I just turned 44 this past June, so that's almost half a century I've been around, you know. And I've never heard anything like that before. That was like something out of the Nazi party. And look, you know, I get it that a lot of Republicans aren't racist and they aren't Nazis. I mean, they're probably just desperate people who are hurting, and I don't think they know any better. And I get so frustrated with some of these people, but you know, there's a lot of people that probably meant well that ended up being evil in Germany, and it's because they didn't know any better. And knowing,
hey, Dave,
ignorance is
Dave,
no excuse.
they're saying they can't really hear you.
All right, what about now?
You know, there's a delay. A lot of people are saying they can't really hear you. It's kind of hard to tell if it's improved or not because they're still commenting, so they got to give it more time, I guess.
All right, I'm still here, man. I'm looking at the screen right now, so I got the phone real close. They should be able to hear me now.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I can hear you, but you know, it's deceiving because it may be a little different. But go ahead, give it a try, man. I can hear you fine. I don't know. I'll check on Facebook as well.
All right. So look, I just wanted to call because I mean, look, man, this thing with Ilhan Omar is just ridiculous. Okay, they can hear me now, man.
Oh, cool.
So look, here's the deal. I mean, one of the foundational rights of being American is the right to criticize your government. I mean, that is one of the first things that we installed, taxation without representation. I think I'm not sure on the dates, but that might have been a thing before America was actually a thing. Is being able to have the people of the country to be heard. And what Trump is doing is the same thing that Adolf Hitler did. He is manipulating people's love of our country to attack people who disagree, like they hate America. And that is real dangerous. It just shows that this guy will do anything to have power. He can't stand criticization. I mean, he is the worst president of our lifetime, and that's saying a lot. But I mean, if you really look at this, and a lot of people already know this, I mean, the 9/11 bill to protect the people at 9/11. I know Trump likes to give her a lot of crap about 9/11, but what she really said was that, you know, all Muslims didn't attack America. It was just some people that did some stuff. And he takes it completely out of context, like she's saying, like she's trying to minimize what happened on 9/11. But she co-sponsored the goddamn bill to get the people of 9/11 the medical help they need, and Rand Paul and the Republicans voted against it. And did Donald Trump speak out about what Rand Paul did? I mean, look, man, Rand Paul voted to give $1 trillion. $1 trillion. That is 1,000 stacks of $1 billion. And he can't spend $10 billion to help the people on 9/11 because they're full of shit. And look, I understand the Democratic Party has a lot of issues with money and politics, and Elizabeth Warren is just full of shit. I mean, could you imagine telling people, well, I'm against pedophilia while having sex with children? No, that's retarded. That's ridiculous. You can't be against the very thing that you're doing. That's not how it works. So I don't think people understand, and this is for Republicans. I know we have a mostly progressive audience, but you know, Sanders is a threat to the rich. People have to understand what Trump means when he says Democrats and the far left are a threat. People have to understand what Trump is talking about. Trump is not talking about how Democrats are a threat to your America. Sanders is a threat to Donald Trump's America. And to understand what he means, you have to understand what Donald Trump's idea of America is. Donald Trump's idea of America is based on his experience of America. Being born rich, getting anything he wants, buying everything he wants, and stepping on anybody who's in his way in the process of doing it. That's what his idea of America is, getting whatever rich people want. And the third way Democrats are the same way. The people attacking him on the left are third way, the corporate sector. So when Donald Trump says that Sanders and these left-wing people like Omar and AOC are a threat, what they are a threat to are his America, not Republican voter America. And so I think that's where they get, and they just don't know any better. They think, and that's what makes Donald Trump so disgusting. It's not that he may or may not be racist, is that he knows what these people want to hear, and he'll say anything to rile them up, to get support. And that's even worse than being racist, is pretending to be and knowing that what you're saying is crap and you're just saying it because you know people will say it. And that's what Hitler did. He took a struggling Germany that didn't have anything. They were so poor. There were so many people suffering. And he used socialism to help them, actually. But then he got himself recognized as the savior of that country and manipulated the pride and the love that Germans had for Germany and made them hate everyone else who didn't want to be German, who criticized the country. So the attack, it's just, I don't know how to reach these people, Tim. I know we say sprinkle some facts on them and get the hell out of there, which is good for your mental health. But people have to understand that when Donald Trump says we are a threat to America, we're a threat to his America, the rich sector of America who thinks they can have anything they want, that they should come first, that people don't have rights, that we should have to just take what we're given. And so, I hope, I don't know, maybe someone else can call and put it a different way, or maybe someone has a way to reach these people. But I'm telling you, Donald Trump is dangerous. What he did the other night was disgusting. Even Geraldo Rivera and people on the right were tripping. That's how blatant it was. So I don't want to take too much time, man. I'm going to get out of here. I appreciate it, Tim.
Hey, good job, Dave. I appreciate you, man. And you're right. It becomes very frustrating trying to explain to somebody like why this is wrong. I'm going to go to the next call, though, man. Thank you for that. 301. You've been in the queue. Welcome to Freedom Friday. What's your name and what's your comment? 301. (301). You're live, Freedom Friday. And they're gone. Maybe they were just listening. 301, just call back and, anybody who doesn't want to talk, they just want to listen on the phone, that's cool. It's just no way for me to know. So I'm going, and just in case you want to talk, I'm going to ask you, okay? But go on to the next call. 917, you're live, Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Yo, Tim Black, what's happening, baby? It's your boy Sam in New York City, man.
What's up, Sam? How you doing, man? What's on your mind tonight?
First off, just good to be chatting with you, man.
That's
Been a
what's
bit.
up.
I got caught up in work, so finally got a night to chat with you. Where do I begin? First off, with this Warren thing, what I always find interesting is when you talk to a lot of people, they always say Bernie's their number one, but they always struggle with who their number two was between Warren and Tulsi. And I think this finally now puts people who were like, oh no, Warren's really close up there. I think Tulsi's people's immediate number two. There's no way you can talk about how, I believe in small dollars, just the primary. But the minute I hit the general,
Right.
to hell with it. But I think with Tulsi also, it's just she gets more cross voters. I think Nico did a video on this once, but he went through all the interviews she did on Fox News on YouTube. And I'm telling you, man, you go through the comments, the likes are 2,000 thumbs up to only a couple thumbs down. Every comment you're reading is Tulsi speaks to me. I would never vote for a Democrat, but I'd vote for Tulsi. I mean, she's just getting cross support across. So I'm saying if she doesn't make it, I hope to God she's in his cabinet somewhere because she can reach the people in Middle America because these are people whose children go off to the military. And nobody wants to send their kid off to Afghanistan for no actual reason. You get what I'm saying there? But excuse me. Well, what I'm looking forward to, Tim, is I think I mentioned this to you a while back, but I'm looking forward to the next debate, kind of good and bad, because Yang and Tulsi are going to have to try to get themselves more time to talk, so I feel like they're competing. But Tim, I'm telling you, man, I am looking forward to Tulsi smacking Biden down. Because, you thought the beatdown on Tim Ryan was bad. I mean, Biden voted for the Iraq War. Biden, under the Obama administration, went from 2 wars to 8 war under President Obama. He even said in an interview, he gave the Hillary Clinton foreign policy, she is going to wipe the floor with him. There will be no match. She will, she can bring up foreign policy. She can bring up climate change when she's talking about hey, you remember how under your administration you were trying to put a pipeline? I was standing the protesters. You were, in an office, very comfortable. You talk about how you're progressive. You were supporting the TPP bill. I'm the one screaming against it. She is going to wipe the floor with him, and I'm looking forward to that. Now, when you talk about realism, sure, I agree. Bernie's ahead in the lead, but for me, that doesn't take away from people just smacking Biden down. I mean, to anyone who thought Biden was going to do well in the debates, the point I always tell you is, well, if Biden was good in these debates, he would have been president by now. The man's run 4 or 5 times. It's just he sucks when he talks in a group. He keeps putting his foot in his mouth, and he keeps losing. He's good on one-on-one debate, but you put him in a crowd, and just watching him implode on himself is a sight for fun,
Absolutely.
But I'm just saying, I'm looking forward to Tulsi beating Biden, and she can take on any number of topics because this guy is just terrible. So that's all I want to say, Tim. I'll hit you up next week or something when the debate happens. But I'm telling you, man, if you thought Tulsi made Tim Ryan be crying Tim Ryan, I mean, they might be calling Joe Blubbering Joe Biden or something. I mean, it's going to be bad.
All right, bro. Thank you, Sam,
Anyway,
for the phone call.
to lie.
And you got it,
take
bro.
care, Tim.
You got it, man. Thank you for the phone call. Yeah, man, that's part of the reason why I did the intro on, that's why I did the thing on Elizabeth Warren, because there are a lot of people that are kind of confused about Elizabeth Warren, and I just want to bring that up. You may still decide, hey, that's fine, but I just want people to think about what it means when you say, okay, take dark money or big donor money or dark money or super PAC money. I mean, once you start taking bad money, you're just taking bad money. It's the influence of the money. It's not the money's bad. The money's not corrupt. It's not itself. It's not like you're going to catch a virus if you touch the money. It's what the money does. It's the intention of the money. The influence the money gives. That's it. People give me money with no strings attached. And it's never that type of money. I wish it was. It's never that type of money. It's $2 or $5 or $10, $100, you know? Just so much tap dancing anybody's going to do for $100. I mean, what you going to do for $100? Even then, it's about equipment or about systems or upgrades. It's never about what kind of content are you going to cover. Hey, cover this for me. Start covering the beauty of, Stephen Molyneux. If you don't know who he is, don't worry, you don't need to know. All right, I'm going to the next call. Thank you for that, guys. I appreciate it, Sam, and I agree with you. At least make an informed decision. 831, you're live Freedom Friday. What's your name and what's your comment?
Hi, Tim. This is Denise. I'm in Santa Cruz, California. So a couple of things. So in California, the national dialer is open for us Bernie volunteers to start making phone calls. And we've had 2 states open. We've had New Hampshire and California. And right now what's happening is the dialer is mainly just Bernie or people that are thought to be Bernie supporters. And we're going through and, just kind of firming up, is it the right contact number? Are they still supporting Bernie? And just kind of cleaning up the database. And so I implore anyone listening in California to please start phone banking. I've been doing it all this week, and I've noticed a lot of people in New Hampshire that were somehow in the database considered Bernie supporters. They're undecided. I think the waters are very muddy right now, with information, corporate media, a lot of division and infighting going on, and one of the things I noticed from talking to New Hampshire voters is, everything going on with Pelosi and Ilhan Omar and, everything going on with that is the way these voters are perceiving that is that we're fighting and we need to rally together. Not so much why the break is happening and the difference between corporatists and progressives. And so, I just started thinking, it's just weird. It's like this, the longer we're divided, the easier it is to break us up. It's the longer we're divided, meaning even just progressives, the easier it is to get Warren in or to, break up our movement or have even us as progressives infighting. And so it's just been kind of an interesting realization doing the phone banking and listening to voters in New Hampshire. I've had much better Bernie support per calls that I'm making with people in California, because after, it's either California or New Hampshire. And so that's been, pretty positive. But it's just, and it's a lot of people saying, well, I'm for Warren and trying to get it, sprinkle in some truth about that. And then the other thing I want to talk about is what the first caller talked about, this perceived, I don't know, like how, do we even try to get information to the Trump voter? Some of my family are Trump voters, and the thing I noticed over 4th of July with them is they're firefighters and they're Trump voters. And when I pointed out to them that their job as firefighters was technically a socialist job, because I'm paying their salary with my tax dollars, that was mind-blowing to them. They never thought of it that way. They had no idea. And, I just sprinkle some truth on them, and then I have to go. I mean, I can only tolerate them for like 3 hours. It's just their rhetoric is so intense right now. So just a, little observation.
Yeah.
But I have to say, if you're a Bernie supporter and you live in California, please help us start phone banking, because we do have a lot of work to do.
Wow.
Thanks a lot. I love Freedom Fridays.
Well, thank you for that important message, man. And I'm glad we have it as well, so that people can call up and voice their opinions and basically let the community know. Like last election cycle, sis, we use it for various meetup groups, letting people know when they're having watch parties, all types of stuff. And that's welcome on this show anytime. So thank you for calling up and informing people. So she says when she calls up Bernie supporters in New Hampshire, some of them are kind of, but you know what? I'm okay with that, because it's still very early, and Bernie's going to be Bernie. One thing about Bernie, I feel one of the strongest characteristics of him is how reliable he is, right? How he is, he's consistent. That's the word, consistent. So they're going to find out. There's going to be openings, and as far as us coming together and more progressives uniting around, like I said, there's going to be time for that too. I think a little bit of competition is fine, and I think it's what you expect in a democracy. And I think at the end of the day, barring, collusion of DNC with, corporate media, who they choose, I think that we're gonna come out with the right nominee. All right, let me go to the next call. 301-281. And I only said the last second three because I just had the 301. Make sure I got the right 301. Hey, you're live Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hello?
Hey, how you doing? You're live. What's your name? What's your comment?
Oh, sorry. I wasn't sure if I was live or not. I think I was the number previous, but I was listening to the live stream as well at the same time, so I'm sorry.
No problem. Did you wanna make a comment? Anything on your mind? For the show?
Yeah, there were a lot of things on my mind, especially last week and this week. Oh, sorry. My name's April. I'm from Waldorf, Maryland, so pretty close to where you are.
Yes.
So this week I just watched a video previously before I was watching your live stream, Graham Elwood. He was actually talking about how Elizabeth Warren got a big money donor to pay $175,000 to get, I believe, like data information for voters from the DNC. And to do that, she had to promise to do a fundraiser in San Francisco, I believe, next month. So that was also something I wanted to add to the conversation, because a lot of other people were talking about that in the chat. And also just wanted to say that, yeah, I'm so unsurprised that Cenk is saying that on Twitter, replying to people like that, although he previously did just interview her about that, and I thought that was really kind of shocking, but at the same time, I'm not surprised. So that was on my mind. And I also wanted to say that if you're ever in the mood to watch like some funny neoliberalism happen, I know I called last time previously about Roland Martin, but it was just too funny. Like they're starting to talk about how like the DNC debates on CNN, there's not enough like representation and stuff like that, or diversity within the panel. But I was commenting on that, and I just wanted to say, like, Jimmy usually says like diversity of the ruling class, and I just thought that was hilarious, like how some people are complaining about there not being enough diversity of the paneling, but not talking about how CNN itself is a corporate business. So I thought that was funny. But I'd also just wanted to say I'm so appreciative of your show, and thank you for doing this. So, and have a nice weekend.
Hey, you too, sis. Thank you so much. And thank you for the shout out about Graham Elwood's show, guys. Graham Elwood's been on my show. I've been on his show. Graham Elwood is a friend of this show, as is Ron Placone. Ron Placone is also same thing. These are great guys. I was supposed to do a set with them, but at the time I was struggling to get my computers fixed, and I was basically just stressed out. And I was like, I don't got time to be doing no comedy show with y'all guys. But I heard it was funny. And so anyway, Graham Elwood did according to the caller, Graham Elwood did a segment talking about Elizabeth Warren taking money from a big money donor. 150 grand. It's a lot of money from one person. I don't know. I mean, people feel like they got to get their, they got to support their progressive candidate regardless if they do things or not progressive. See, that's what kills me about it, guys. Damn it, you got to have criteria and you can't be moved from it. You're supposed to move the candidate towards the thing you want them to be about. You want them to move towards getting corporate money out, getting big money interests out. You don't cave and say, well, it's her, we like her so much, we don't care. No, you need to be influencing her. What good is being the biggest independent media source who had $20 million dumped into your organization if you let candidates, whether they be Elizabeth Warren or anybody else, change your rules? Change what you're about. Just because you like her? Oh, no, hell no. Look, I don't like anyone enough to change my ethics. I don't like anyone enough to change what I'm about. That would be like ripping my soul out. You can say, Tim, you just don't understand business if you want to. This isn't just about business. This is about our country, our future, our kids, your kids we never meet. All right, I'm going to go to the next one. I could be on this all day. Let me go to the next caller. It's Freedom Friday. 913. 913, you're live, Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hello, Tim. This is William Bowens from Evansville, Indiana. I've called you a couple times occasionally. Really appreciate your show. But yeah, I hope I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk too long, but I just want to talk briefly about optimism, I guess. Like, a lot of people calling in, and lately in the political scene that we're in, we have a lot of anxiety, and rightly so. I know that it's a bad situation. I know, I mean, don't get me wrong. I especially pay a lot of attention to climate change, and, it's a horrible situation. My generation is inheriting, potential loss of life on Earth and catastrophic climate change, let alone, and the racism going on and the chants at the Trump rally, and I'm aware of everything, but, I just want to give some optimism, if you will, some hopefulness, faithfulness to the listeners out there, to you as well, who you're doing such great work. And, because right now in this year, we got municipal elections. In my city, we got some great candidates running for city council. I was just made the chair of my local Our Revolution chapter, and right now we're endorsing some local candidates that are signing on to progressive policies. And that gives me a lot of hope and a lot of excitement. And on larger levels, we got great candidates. We got great candidates in the presidential race with Bernie and Tulsi and other good voices. And with that situation with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Ilhan Omar, and obviously it's a horrible situation with the racism that Omar is facing. But I just want folks to look at the other side of it, which is how Omar is responding. She is incredibly strong and progressive, and she just brushes it off her shoulder. And we should be so lucky and thrilled that we have a leader like Omar and AOC in Congress now. We have this new generation, and we got people running, not just in my city, but Bernie has inspired people to run all over the country for office. And, the younger generation, I think I see a lot of things that people are stepping up. And, I'm at a Justice Ministry conference right now. We've been talking about organizing and building people power, and people are winning fights across the country when they organize and fight the city leaders on issues. And when we get together and we fight, we can win. And people are winning, Omar and AOC and them, they win their elections, and we're gonna win in city councils across the country, and you know, we're winning fights when we organize and when we lobby our officials, and I don't know about climate change. I can't promise everybody that we're gonna make it through that. That's a real tough promise there, but I just want people to look up and be hopeful and keep the faith, you know, because you're sure not going to win if you don't have the right attitude. So, and the other side is very sure of themselves. You know, they are the right wing. They are positive that they are right and that they will win. And we need to have the same attitude that we will win. If we believe we will win, we could. So that's my contribution.
Well, thank you, William, for the contribution, brother. We definitely will accept it. And, you know, Will, I don't know if you're new to the show or not, man, but 2016, I was sort of like what I did, man. Every campaign stop along the way for Bernie Sanders during the primaries, I was there, rooting and inspiring and motivating and raising people's voices and raising people's thoughts and moods, because people were really being hammered, man. I was letting them know, hey, we got to stay in this all the way to the finish. It's from those seeds and from that foundation that we are where we are today. Rome wasn't built in a day. Neither is a candidate. Neither is a movement. And as I was saying in 2016 and in 2015, the only revolutions that are easy are revolutions that never happen. This is going to be difficult. One of the things I love about Bernie Sanders is he tells it like it is. He never tells people, pick me. I'll fix everything. He says, it will take millions and millions of people all across the country banding together, coming out, people who haven't voted, people who gave up on the process, coming together, forming as one, deciding we are taking back our democracy. Then, and only then, will we defeat the special interest. Then we will defeat the military-industrial complex, the prison-industrial complex, and all the other herpes complexes, and all of the other corporate complexes. So that is realistic. Not me, us. Hashtag not me, us. Not me, we. We are one. These are the hashtags, brother. So thank you, William, for calling in, man, and reminding everybody of what's at stake and why we're doing it. So, 410. 410, you're live Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment? 410. All right, 410, I'm going to go to the next call. 3, 2, 1. 510, you're live Freedom Friday. What's your name and what's your comment? Yo.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Tim?
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm good, Tim. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, brother. Who's this?
My name is Michael Johnston. I am from Oakland, California.
All right, Michael, man. Welcome to the show, man. What's on your mind?
So, two things. I wanted to leave a comment and a question with you, Tim. So I've been following you for a while now, and a lot of other channels like yours. And I just wanted to say thank you for shows like yours and for inspiring and keeping the grass movements growing. It's inspired me so much that I just recently, last week, started my own channel. I'm coming out with my first video this week, and I'm also got a Twitter up right now because shows like yours have inspired me. Bernie Sanders has inspired me. I've been following him since 2015, and it's really touched me that you guys are so honest and so truthful compared to the mainstream media that's literally corrupt and part of the establishment. So I just want to say thank you for that. Your show's amazing. It really gives a voice to people like us who support Bernie Sanders and fellow progressives. I really appreciate that. So my question for you, Tim, is if Bernie was the nominee tomorrow and you were Bernie Sanders, what would be your strategy at picking a running mate if you were to pick tomorrow? Who would it be?
Wow.
Would it be someone on the debate stage with him, or would it be someone that's not on the debate stage? Me personally, I really like Nina Turner a lot, or Tulsi Gabbard. Those would be my top two choices. But yeah, I just wanted to leave you with that question. So yeah, my show's called The Progressive Machine. It's new, and guys like you are the inspiration, man. So I want to say thank you. Thank you so much for taking my call.
All right, The Progressive Machine. William, man, thank you for calling, man. And good luck on your endeavor. I try not to make it a habit of people calling up, plugging their shows, but you're just getting started. So, man, go ahead, do your thing. The Progressive Machine, and actually, we're a lot alike, and because you said exactly what I was going to say, which was, I really like Nina Turner. I think Bernie needs to be focused on loyalty. And I don't mean that like the way Trump means it. Trump wants people to cover up his crimes. Trump wants people to, not tell on him. Like, that's not the type of loyalty Bernie needs to be concerned with. I think Bernie needs to be concerned with the type of loyalty where people might try to undermine him. So I would be, the most important thing for Bernie is to have somebody who's wholeheartedly in his corner that he can count on, that he can trust. And I think that person is Nina Turner. That's what I believe. I think Nina Turner is someone who undoubtedly Bernie trusts. The fact that Tulsi Gabbard has such strong credentials in military, that's the reason why I'm looking at her. I'm like, State Department, gotta be right. I mean, she's got to be in your cabinet. That's me, right? That's the way I see it. I don't see Bernie choosing someone who's a tap dancer for the corporations, if they're on the debate stage or not. I just can't see it. I can't see him choosing someone just to kind of appease the establishment. No, he's running an insurgency campaign, and it needs to continue that way. That's what I believe. So thank you for the question, my brother. Though, if he chose Tulsi as his running mate, I wouldn't be mad at him. I would not be mad at him. All right. Next call. I have a 614.
Hello, Tim Black.
Hey, how you doing, brother?
Hi, this is Alvin calling all the way from Australia.
Alvin, welcome to the show. What's on your mind, Alvin from Australia?
A lot of things. I think we don't have enough time for all of them, but I will say this. As a current viewer of TYT, which they actually introduced me to this progressive world, there's too much information out there that it's difficult to know what is going on and what's the inward. But this is what I'll say. Bernie is the man. Whoever else coming second. Elizabeth obviously has issues with the dark money. That is very clear. Tulsi has her own issues, and which, about her record, we don't need to get in that at this moment. But I believe everyone should go for Bernie. Well, I'm just an observer from all the way from Australia. So some of these policies that you say that universal health care, it's real. Don't let anyone tell you guys that it cannot be done. Because, hey, everyone has it here. So as well as your neighbors, Canada as well. So that's all I can say for today. Maybe next time we can talk more. All right, Team Black.
All right, brother. Thank you for calling. Thank you, Alvin from Australia, man. We appreciate you, brother. It's always good to hear from people a different perspective, international perspective. Someone just give us example or letting us know what you're hearing and the way you perceive things from the outside is kind of cool, man. So thank you. I agree with you that Bernie is the guy. If he wasn't the guy, he wouldn't be the guy I'd be supporting. Like, that's one thing about me, man. Like I know people have told me not to support anybody. For real. So like the fact that I'm supporting anyone because they say it makes you be too you become biased, right? But I'm open about my biases. People need to keep that real, you know? So I'm reluctant to support anyone. But that's how strongly I feel about Bernie, that he destroys my, like he's insurmountable. Like my reluctance has been diminished because it's Bernie Sanders. I don't think I feel that way about almost anybody else. So that's where it is. 440. 440, you're live, Freedom Friday. Hey, how you doing?
Pretty good. I'm Ralph. I'm calling from Ohio.
Hey, Ralph, what's on your mind, Ralph? Yeah.
Well, it's like a lot of people who may be having their eyes open and everything, just seeing the world around us. I am so scared right now. I noticed this a couple years ago when I started. I've been watching your show off and on, for like 2 years now. When 2016 presidential run came on, I caught TYT and then Jimmy Dore, and then you followed on with the suggestions and everything. And the political avenue is just a big mess. I mean, it's like I know that most of the candidates are all put up there, to block Sanders, except maybe the exception of Tulsi. Tulsi and Bernie would be the ones I would vote for. But it's like just the environment is my biggest concern because I have no dead bugs on my windshield. I drive around, almost all summer long. There's like nothing alive out there. I could step outside and there's hardly any ants crawling around. Check the sides of the houses. There's no spider webs hardly. Drive at night, maybe kill 3 moths in a 5-mile drive. It's like, I think it might be too late. I know I sound a little bit dramatic or whatever, but I've seen creeks that I used to go to when I was 12 and be all kinds of minnows and all kinds of frogs and things. Everything's dead, might see like 2 or 3 water bugs, things like that, and I know I sound a little bit or whatever, but I mean, it's pretty intense. I think that the only solution for us to really survive would be to just park all of our cars and turn off our electricity and pray that something happens. I don't know.
Wow, brother. All right. Well, I don't know. That's tough.
I know it's radical. I know.
Yeah. Well, look, man.
I've tried talking to sprinkle some truth on the Trump supporters and everything, and like they're sick. They don't want to listen to nothing. One's so happy that they got extra $4 back on their income tax return, they don't want to listen to nothing. So I'm there like, well, I'm going to raise some money for Bernie. And she just got mad and stormed out, turned on her heel and walked away from me. I mean, wow. It's like, it's amazing. It's amazing how we're just like we're like in a raft heading for Niagara Falls, and no one wants to put on a life jacket or fight or do anything. But I think it's like too late now. This messages that are going out now should have been started like about 20 years ago.
Well, all right,
okay.
Ralph. Well, look, Ralph, thank you for the phone call, my brother. And yeah, I don't know, man, if it's too late. I don't know if that's something I agree with. I think that people can be motivated to do a lot of things when it's time to do them. And it is time to do them. So now here we go. So we'll see what people are made of. I don't think anybody wants to be extinct, brother. And I think, yeah. But you're right. Time is of the essence, and we need to get moving now. 864, you're live on Freedom Friday. Well, what's your name and what's your comment? 864. Hey. 864. You're live. Yellow. I can't hear you, 864. I'm going to move on. 3, 2, 1. 850, you're live on Freedom Friday, 850. Hey.
Can you hear me?
Now I can. How you doing? Who's this?
This is George Scheller.
George, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, guys, George Scheller.
The...
Hey, George Scheller, guys. George is a friend on Facebook. He's been a friend for a long time, George. Welcome to the show. I'm glad you called in. What's on your mind, George?
Yeah, I'm a little subconscious about my speaking voice. I have a great singing voice, but this talking is weird.
Well, just sing just sing your comment. Just Bernie Sanders. Just go ahead and sing it. It's okay.
Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, it's been a weird couple of weeks, to say the least. Ilhan Omar and Bernie were having dinner together at the time when Trump made the racist remarks. Did you see that?
No, I didn't know that, man. I know that they are friends, or I saw something like that. I did not read it. So you said they were actually out at dinner when Trump sent out those tweets.
Yeah, they were having dinner together. There was pictures of it and stuff. And I had a weird encounter with another friend on Facebook. Somebody that. A few people that I can relate to, politically and everything, because where I'm at, we're in the belt buckle of the Bible Belt. We're on the panhandle of Florida, like right next to Alabama. Farron Cousins and all those guys on Ring of Fire, they're from here. They talk about that, because they're pretty progressive for the most part. Everything they talk about that I know of, and they talk about how wacky Alabama is and stuff. And yeah, it's not the Florida most people think about. Florida's strange. It's a state where the further north you go, the further south you get.
All right.
But anyway, I was trying to remember where I was going. Oh, yeah, with the Ilhan Omar thing. And she went back home after that, and she had this big entourage, like all these people, all her constituents showed up and praised her. And, it was a beautiful thing. So I don't know. I think it's really cool how she gets so much support. And then it's also so scary how she gets vilified, and the danger that puts her in. And I don't know. I just thought that'd be something we need to talk about.
Yeah. Well, look, George, thank you for the phone call, brother. And I agree with you that I saw somebody was writing something. Where they were saying that they sort of blamed Ilhan and AOC. They said that they were like race baiting or something. Look, guys, let's not try to justify what Donald Trump, what he said, right? And let's not justify anybody's actions by minimizing them, okay? Donald Trump is the president of the country. Like, there's a certain way I got to carry myself, right? I'm a dad, I'm a husband, I'm a son. I got brothers and sisters. I have kids, wife, cousins and nephews. Like, my whole family watches my show. There's a certain level, there's a certain way I must conduct things because they're looking at me. Donald Trump, a president, should have to carry themselves a certain way. Now, I don't know what your ideology is, but my ideology, the basics are he would conduct himself in a way that's fitting to be a president. He would also recognize that he is a very powerful human being. Like, look, like for instance, man, I'm new to this. Like, I've never had 121,000 subscribers before. I've never had 65,000 followers on Twitter, 70,000 on Facebook. I've never done this before. Sometimes I forget that if I retweet somebody or comment to somebody negatively, that for a week they'll get mentions from other people. Sometimes I'm not thinking about it. I've had to adapt my thought process and say, you know what, I don't want to be punching down on people, even if they ask for it, because they make a comment and I respond, and now for the next 3 days, they damn near got to shut down their Twitter. Now, if I can think that way, why come the President of the United States can't think that way? That we have a responsibility, that people are looking at us, that we must carry ourselves a certain way. I'm not president of anything, except for TBTV, and soon to be the TBTV or Tim Black Foundation. But, come on, man. Don't let Trump off the hook just because you want to get viewership. Or don't let Trump off the hook just because you want to be so against identity politics. Trump was wrong. That's a racist trope. The go back to Africa is something I heard my entire life coming up. White people would say that. It's a horrible thing to say. First of all, I'm not from Africa. This is my country. My dad's a veteran. He's dead now because of being a veteran. And I got some old goofy white person who's a bigot saying, go back to Africa. My family's 5, 6, 7 generations in this country, helped build this country with no payment. And we got somebody who came over on a boat in the 30s, wants to tell me to go back to Africa. I've never heard Donald Trump tell anybody white that they could leave. Now, I'm sure he may have said it. Why haven't I heard him say it to Rosie O'Donnell? Why didn't he tell Kathy Griffin to get out the country? Won't she leave? She actually created a piece of art of cutting his head off. And he didn't say, Kathy Griffin, go back to Africa. Or Kathy Griffin, go back to your SO country. Or whatever. Because he sees her as an American. So I don't like people defending Donald Trump. If I felt that Donald Trump was getting mistreated like a little baby, if I felt that he poor little Donald Trump, the poor little president of the United States, you know, I guess I would lose as much sleep as Donald Trump lost when they were calling Michelle Obama a man. Or when they were drawing pictures of apes and putting Obama and Michelle's face on it. I guess that's as much sleep as Trump lost when that was being done to Obama. I guess that's how much sleep I would lose. But since I'm a person of ethics, I will not pile on to something that I think is incorrect or over the top. But I don't think it's over the top to say that if you make racist comments, you can be considered racist. If you make great comments, or if you give money, you become a philanthropist. It's just how things work. If you are a polite person, you become a polite-minded person. People look at you and say, oh, this is a polite person. Look at him. If you can sing, people call you a singer. Well, if you make racist comments, people will call you a racist. Stop saying it's just a way to sell something. I'm going to start unfollowing and blocking people who don't understand the concept. It may not cost Trump the election, but this is just a foreshadowing of how lame people are and how they will easily be manipulated and say, let me defend Trump. Wrong is wrong. When AOC is wrong, I'll call her out. When Ilhan Omar is wrong, I'll call her out. Trump is wrong on this. Period. He's talking to his white nationalist wing. All of his supporters aren't white nationalists. That's crazy. But he's talking to them when he's doing this stuff. Why do you think he's doing it? Why is he tweeting it? He wants it out there. He wants this out there to those base of people who support him, who eat this stuff up. Don't defend it. I didn't defend Obama, the drone strikes, the Patriot Act, being a coward when it came to police brutality, condemning Trayvon Martin and the death of Tamir Rice, but doing nothing about it. I did not defend it. I did not defend the deportator-in-chief. You defending Trump. You're a horrible, horrible individual. And at the very least, you are compromised. Your ethics is compromised. All right. So now that all my Trump supporter friends have left the show, woo, let me go to the next phone call. Hey, George, I have to say it, man. You know? Just call it what it is. Yeah? You know what I mean? God, you throw trash to the ground. What are you? You're a litterer. That's it. You're throwing trash. Oh, well, that time I threw those banana peels in those cans, that didn't make me a litterer. I had butterfingers. My hands were stickier. I had to throw it out. I didn't have a trash can. No, you're a litterer. You steal from a store. What are you? You're a shoplifter. You're not a person. You know, you don't get to make exceptions. You are what you do. You are what you say. Well, I'm not a racist. I just play one as president. Screw you, mofo. Hell out of here. That BS. All right. Now I'm going to the next. 773. 773, you're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hi, good evening, Tim. My first name is Nimish, and I'm calling from Chicago.
Hey, what's on your mind tonight, my friend?
Not much. So I really like your show, like getting a different perspective. And I was driving in my car, and I heard the tail end of a conversation where a woman said that she has like many firefighter friends, and they're pro-Trump, pro-conservative. And I wanted to share, I'm a policeman in Chicago. I work as a police officer, and there's so many police officers, they're like super conservative, at least the ones I interact with. And they're against socialism. And I try to explain to them, what do you think we do here every day? And it doesn't get through them. I'm like, here's another example. I go, when people need help, they call 911. When you and I need help, what do? We get on the radio and ask for backup. That's socialism.
I love it.
And some people actually now are responding, you know what, that makes sense. And furthermore, in our lingo, we call it a 10-1. So a 10-1 is like where somebody wants to whoop your ass. Somebody wants to, can I say that? I'm sorry.
You're good.
Somebody wants to whoop your butt. Somebody wants to hurt you. Or somebody wants to stab you or shoot you. You call it 10-1. Then that means everybody's going to come. Like you're going to see some dude fall off a helicopter to help you out. So I explained, when you need help, really need help, you call it 10-1, and everybody shows up. The state police will come. Detectives will come. The railroad police will come, et cetera, to help you out. I'm like, that's socialism. We have a pension. We get a pension. We pay part of it. Part of it's paid by our employer. Part of it's paid by taxpayers. Once again, that's socialism. So I think sometimes we need to explain things to people in an everyday manner in which we interact.
Yes.
I mean, we got to do them. And I also have like another question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm waiting, my friend. Go right ahead.
Okay. So my question is, I've been asked, or I've been told. So I'm 44 years old. It hasn't happened in a while, but if it's happened where somebody tells you, hey, go back to where you came from or go back to your country. So it's like, why do some people believe that only this country belongs to them?
Wow, brother. That's a good question. I mean, I got it. I have. Yeah, I understand the question. Yeah, is that your question?
I mean, the only thing I can come up with is that it's rooted in ownership. So who owns this country?
Yeah.
And so some people feel they own it more than others, and it's just astonishing. And the thing is, it's like I talked to some people like 2 weeks ago. I talked to somebody. They're Italian, and they were saying like, oh well, these people should leave. And I'm like, but don't you understand? 60 years ago, you guys, the same thing you're saying now was being asked of you. And so just like this cycle that we go through, where people just think, I mean, you know, I'm pretty practical. The way I look at it is, we live here in a nation where we have people from everybody, and nobody's going anywhere. That's for sure, right? Nobody's going anywhere.
Right.
He could say I'm sure Mr. Trump can wish that we did not exist or we went away, but we're not going anywhere. So the next solution is we have to get along. We have to get along.
That's right. Well, look, brother. Brother. Yeah, man. Thank you for the phone call, man. You give us a lot to think about, and you are excellent at presenting information or explaining your point using everyday situations when you explain socialism that way. We have a thing called Sprinkle Some Facts on Them. You just won the Sprinkle the Facts on Them award for the week, because that's it. Like, that's the whole thing. You try to explain your position using something that's relatable to the person. Like, you don't talk to them about election integrity. You don't try to explain to them that way. Talk to them about something they know about, the thing they do every day. That's their job. And then tie it in with the politics so it's digestible. Now, I think that some people think that this is their country and not other people's country because they look around and they say, who runs it? And because they read the media and they watch the movies. But believe me, man, a lot of people had a lot to do with this country, not just one group. As much as I say, and I'm very open to say, black people were the wheels of the cart that carried this country. We are the actual beast of burden. We were used as the beast of burden to build this country. There wasn't money, there were slaves. But I'm also aware of the fact that Native Americans paid a hell of a price for this country to exist without their approval. So we all owe someone. And those someones and their children, all those, they demand respect and our appreciation. And the least we could do is not walk around with our chest out talking about what other people need to do and where they need to go. Which leads me to the same thing. Like, I'll send out a tweet telling people, like, look, people keep telling me that they support Donald Trump, bro, because Donald Trump, these undocumented immigrants hurt black jobs. Like, black people suffer the most from undocumented immigrants. And I say, well, if deportation was the solution, guys, wouldn't we already be okay? Because Obama deported more people than Trump, and we were still, it didn't help. So I don't think that's it, man. I think there are other solutions that need to be done. Let's not scapegoat people. It's the 1%, it's the top that's crushing us all. It's not some people from Guatemala, man. Because when they were kicked out the country, you were still where you are. And it's not black folks trying to get ahead or black mother who needs a social service or a senior that needs help with their medication, or a homeless person that's taking all your tax revenue, dude. That's some Republican telling you that because they want to give the tax breaks to the rich. They want you to think that everybody else is a moocher. Meanwhile, 40% of homeless people have jobs. You've been lied to by media in Hollywood, putting homeless people as a bunch of derelicts when they have 10 cities of people that work. This don't make enough to live indoors. Number one cause of homelessness is not I'm a drug addict or I'm lazy, I just don't want a job. It's a medical diagnosis. It's a sickness that they have that made them bankrupt. But you watch the movie with Jamie Foxx and the other guy, and you think all homeless people are people who are smoking the weed and hanging out and partying and say, I don't want to go to work. Now, dad had a heart attack, or dad has cancer, and it bankrupted the family, dumbass. And now they don't have a house anymore. Or they had a flood, and the flood insurance doesn't cover the flood. Like, there's a lot of things that will break your heart that have gone on in this country. Trump is distracting you from those things. And you're letting them do it. 630, you're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hello?
Hey, how you doing, 630? What's your name? What's your comment?
I'm good. I'm Noah. I'm from Chicago. Firstly, I love the Bernie impression you did. It was flawless. Never heard a better one.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, Noah.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah. A lot of people giving a lot of love to Bernie, and rightfully so. But I wanted to also shed some light on some of the Hello? Can you hear me? All right. I was just saying that I've noticed a lot of people, giving a lot of support to Bernie, and rightfully so, throughout, this live stream. But I also wanted to give a little bit of light to some of Yang's policies. The biggest one being UBI. So as you might know, UBI would be a $1,000 a month dividend to every person above the age of 18. Functionally, that would raise the minimum wage for every person who got it by like $6.25. And in states like Illinois, like mine, for example, the poorest town we have here, how much does this town make? This town makes a median income of 17.4 grand. The population is 5,000 people. Unemployment rate's like 20%. This is Centralville, Illinois. If you gave these 5,000 people $1,000 a month through a value-added tax, these people would be getting, what is this number here? $5 million every month to spend in the local communities, to be taxed through their spending, so it can go into schools, so it can go into roads, it can get education going better. And the thing I like about the VAT that I've noticed a lot in your comment sections that people have kind of misunderstood is that you're not taxing consumers this amazing amount. What you end up taxing are the big winners of the economy, like the Walmarts and the Amazons, because it's really hard to get out of a value-added tax when every single exchange that Amazon has, they have to pay a little bit of taxes that go right back into those small towns in like Centralville, like in Illinois. And I just think it would have a really big impact. Also, another thing, the House voted today to raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour by 2025. It's just the House voted for it, but that's still a big, forward motion.
Thank you, Dave. I don't know why I had to cut off the volume. Yeah, I got you. Dave doesn't know I heard him. I don't know why. Why did I hit that button? I don't know why I cut off my mic. Anyway, so, brother, I don't know why I cut my mic off. I think I was doing something and I didn't want you to hear it. I forgot to cut it back on. The point is this. Andrew Yang, I like Andrew Yang. I spoke to Andrew Yang. My only problem with Andrew Yang is I also believe the social safety net has a purpose. When I met him, when I talked to him, what I liked about him is I thought he was conscientious and sincere. And I liked the fact that he had taken time out and spoken to truck drivers in Midwestern towns about their pain points and what affected them. I like that. But after talking to him, people brought some things to my attention that I didn't ask Andrew Yang, such as Medicare for All. Is he truly a supporter of that? Is he truly a supporter of $15 minimum wage? I don't think he is. Maybe I'm wrong. People I get conflicting reports about what Yang supports and what he doesn't support. But at the end of the day, guys, at the beginning of the show, I kind of ran down what's going on with the outlook of this campaign of who the front runners are and then the rest of the folks. I'm down for Yang questioning the status quo. I'm down for Marianne Williamson questioning the status quo. I'm down for Tulsi Gabbard questioning the status quo. We're a warlike people. I'm down for Tulsi bucking the system on that. I'm down with Bernie bucking the system on the 1%. So that's the type of that's the people that speak to me, man. But I'm gonna go to the next call. I hope that Yang kicks butt at the debates and has an opportunity to speak his truth. That's what I want to see. That's what I think we all want to see. All right, brother. Sorry about the mic issue. They heard you. They just couldn't hear my response to you. But your comment went over well. Thank you, Noah. And 978. You're live on Freedom Friday, 978. All right, I think 978 is just chilling and listening. So I'm going to go. Hey, 978.
90 seconds.
What's your name? Hey, what's your comment, 978? What's your name and what's your comment, sir?
I'm Jerry, and I'm from Massachusetts.
Jerry. All right, Jerry, what's up?
Yeah. Well, I discovered you about a month ago, and I really love your show. I love your humor. You have great humor.
Thank you, brother.
And it makes it enjoyable to listen to you. And you would
60 seconds.
The baby boomer. I'm old. I've been around a while. Mm-hmm. And I've gotten my heart broken a lot. And, I supported supposedly Democrats that I thought would help us out, like Clinton and Obama. I used to go to his rallies and everything. And I was heartbroken. And then one day, I awoke. I woke up. I kind of saw, I saw the writing on the wall. And it changed my whole life. And I'm loving that there's guys like you online that, telling the truth. And this is the first time I ever called into any show, but, I was around when Kennedy was president. And I feel like he was the last president we really had. Every other president, seemed to be, out for themselves or, destroying. It was just out there for the money people, out there to support the rich and the wealthy and the corporations and I just wanted to let you know that I love your show and keep it up. Keep up the good work.
You got it, brother. Thank you, Jerry, for the phone call, man. And my mom.
Sure.
Sure, brother. My mom, she's 74 4. And she's not a political person at all, brother. But she says exactly what you said. She says, we had one good president, JFK. He tried to do good things and they killed him. And that's it. I don't care about politics now. That's how she's always been. That's what she always says. MLK, JFK. The rest, she's like, whatever. All right, next call, 832. 832, you're live from Friday.
Tim.
Hey, how you doing? Who's this?
This is Danny.
Hey, Danny.
San Marcos, Texas.
On Texas, man. What's on your mind, Danny?
Well, I live in San Marcos now, and I go to Texas State University, and I'm on government. You know, the government pays for my schooling. So that's definitely one reason I'm a big Bernie supporter. Plus, you know, they give me Pell Grants that I don't have to pay back, but I also have had to take out some loans too because of the Pell Grants aren't enough. But anyways, yeah, I totally support the college thing. But anyways, that's not the main thing I want to say. Where I came from, there's a little town called Baytown, southeast of Houston, and it happens to house the largest, probably one of the largest oil refineries in the world, ExxonMobil. It also houses a giant Chevron plant too, and a Shell plant. So, yeah. And one of the guys before me was from Ohio, was talking about, you know, the environment and all that, and that just really meant a lot to me. And because I grew up and being scared of the air I was breathing, you know. And finally, I guess I would like to say that everything you're saying about the status, you know, the status quo, who's really in control here, it's just totally true to me. Because I mean, it's at the end of the day, I feel like a lot of the time, this is what my mom has always told me, that our politicians, most of them really don't even have our back. They're just faces. They're just there. They're just a cover up for who's really in charge. I feel like that's definitely the case with Donald Trump. He's just a distraction. I definitely feel that way.
Yeah, Danny, I hear you, brother, and unfortunately, I agree with you, man. And if we get an opportunity to support a real candidate who's truly trying to fight for us and fight for working people, regular folks, man, we got to go for it, Danny. That's why I support Bernie, man. But I want to thank you for the phone call, man. I appreciate you. Keep your head up and keep doing what you're doing. Good luck with your studies, young man. And hopefully you do something that makes you proud and makes your family proud, and to help some people. Help some people. 240, you're live, Freedom Friday. What's your name and what's your comment?
Hey, what's going on, Tim?
Hey, what's up? Who's this?
Hey, this is Ahmad from Kansas City, Missouri. I've been watching your show, I've called in a few times, and just happened to get some free moment to listen up and give you a call. First of all, I want to applaud you, man. You've been steady, progressive voice. I've donated to your show a couple of times just to show my support. Now, let me get to my perspective, my viewpoints here. And something is really worrying. We had to deal with Hillary Clinton in 2016, and we saw how all that dilemma unfolded. And before the election, many progressives knew that Trump was more likely to win. And then when he won, we saw Obama go on a nice vacation with a billionaire. If you remember those nice images of him smiling on that nice fancy yacht, while marginalized communities, he left the White House to this guy who, listen, I voted for Jill Stein, but you got to give Donald Trump credit. The guy stood his ground for what he campaigned for and what he's attempting to deliver. Some of the things that I wish for someone who voted for Obama twice, it kills me, man. It still, I go back to the 2008 when I used to live in Maryland. We were driving around up in D.C., honking our horns, yelling out, "Yes, we can." We were so happy, man. This guy had this beautiful message. This guy was coming in to fight for the little guy, to bring hope. Bush left a bad taste in to the whole world. And then you see this guy who failed miserably. Obama failed so bad that he ended up giving us Donald Trump. And when I watched Joe Biden's clip in Congress, how he was aggressively, let me repeat this word, aggressively fighting for that crime bill to make sure in a fascist way, if you go back to that clip where there's a few clips where Joe Biden was fighting to make sure that people were locked up and that the death penalty was on the table as much as possible. He is no different than any other Republican in the Senate or in the House. He just has that Democrat name next to him. And I hate to say this, if this guy and the DNC rigs it, I don't think the United States, I don't think our country and our people can withstand another 4 years of this. And we have to get everyone that you know. I mean, you have to be aggressive with your friends and your family members if they think that, well, I'm just going to go vote for Joe Biden in the primaries. We have to convince everybody, even my neighbors who smoke weed. I got to knock on the door and tell them what's going to happen. I got to wake people up. You know, this is no game. And Joe Biden will take us to the same resolution and output that Hillary Clinton did. And God bless you, man. Bernie Sanders, baby. And instead of 2008, me driving in the streets of D.C. yelling, "Yes, we can," I want to be driving in Kansas City on November 3rd, 2020, yelling out, "Feel the burn" through my windows. So let's do it, baby.
I feel you, man. Thank you, Ahmad, for that spirited call.
Have a good night now.
You too, brother. I love it, man. Thank you. That's what I'm talking about, Ahmad. Yeah, feel the burn. That's what I want to be yelling that out. Not me, us. We are one. I love it, man. 865. You Live Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, Tim, can you hear me?
I hear you, brother.
Hey, my name is Kevin. I'm from, I live in Knoxville, Tennessee for the last 3 years. I'm from North Carolina. Yeah, that last, I wanted to say the last comment I totally agree with. So it kind of sidetracked me from my main points here. But what I originally called for was to say that I'm so disheartened by the identity politics that's going on and the just the sorry, I gotta collect my thoughts here for a second.
When you say identity politics, what do you mean, brother? What's identity politics for you? What is that?
Well, I've talked to a lot of friends and people I'm around. I'm an archaeologist, and so I worked on the Obama campaign in 2008 when I was 28 years old. I'm 39 years old now, and I believed all the rhetoric and was totally about it all. And I got totally disenchanted by Obama's selling everybody out, in my opinion. And we can go through all that, but we won't right now. But I get so upset by folks, like, because I'm 39, I'm white male American, and I have.
Just say it, brother.
You know,
Just
I
say
worked
it.
on
Say it. What's on your mind, man? What's wrong, brother? What's going on?
Yeah, so I feel like there's so many folks that are caught on the left that are caught up into you know, Bernie Sanders is like an old white male American and he has no, you know, but he's been there forever. And what are y'all talking about? Like he's been saying the same thing for forever. And not only that, but I'm thinking about like the geopolitical situation where we were talking about
All right, brother. I think what might be better is, you know, kind of think about what you want to say and, you know, call in when you can kind of like get your thoughts together on it. I think I get your point, like, but not really, because you're not really expressing it fully. But yeah, you know, identity politics, where people make decisions based solely on an identity group, that's a bad idea. You know, I wouldn't choose a salad based on the identity of the person that made it. I would choose it based on the ingredients that are in the salad. And you would say, you know, so that's my focus, but I'm also aware that I'm not everybody, and people have discriminated against me, for instance, because of what I look like. And the people who, so I understand identity politics, and I understand how dangerous it can be. I don't think diversity for diversity's sake makes sense. Because at the end of the day, you do want the best people for the job. You want the best person that can do the thing you need to get done. And that may not fit in the little box that you think you want to check. So it's a nuanced issue that, you know, has different layers to it. But what I like, I always try to check folks who just say, identity politics. Because some things need to be addressed. If we both apply for a job and we both have the same credentials, bro, we should get paid the same. But if they think Tim Black is a black name, then I have a lot less chance of even being called back, even if we had the same credentials. That ain't identity politics, it's just the way America's built. I'm not saying that's your fault. I'm just saying that's the way it is. People that want to battle against that does not identity politics. Identity politics, vote for Kamala because she's black. Or vote for Corey because he's black. Which no one is saying, by the way. It's only Kamala. So there's no one's saying vote for Sesam because he's black. You don't even know who that guy is. He's black. He's running for president. No one even knows him. So it's not just identity. It's corporate. There's money. There's establishment. There's rich and powerful. So anyway, brother, call in, man. Welcome to the Wolf Pack. Become a member, man. Become a part of our community. And you won't feel crazy, and you'll have people that you can talk to and associate with online who can influence you, get information, sourced information that you can check out and read up on, and you know you'll have people, even if wherever you are, I think you said Tennessee, you have people who see things sort of like you see them and can help educate you, and you can also share your thoughts with. So thank you for the phone call, brother. 250, you're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name and what's your comment?
Hi, it's Steve from Canada.
Steve, man, what's on your mind, Steve?
I was just wondering about TYT and why they never talk about Tulsi, and it's crickets. Like how the mainstream media treated Bernie, and it's crickets, and then they say there's two progressive candidates in the race, and they're not talking about Tulsi, they're talking about Elizabeth Warren. And I just want your thoughts on that.
Wow, brother. Thank you, Steve from Canada, man. Man, I love it, man, when we got people calling from Canada and outside the U.S., man. It makes me feel like I'm doing something. Bro, I disagree with him 100%, man. You know, Tulsi Gabbard deserves to be acknowledged as a progressive. You know, I kind of got into a scrum with Nico House and Anna Kasparian, and I kind of had Nico's back. Now I kind of regret, because Nico was so much in support of Tulsi, it kind of makes me look like I don't know how unbiased he could be if he's working with them. So now I feel like, oh man, I should have stayed out of that. But I do agree with him as far as, to this day, I agree with the fact that I think Tulsi is progressive. She's not as progressive on some issues, but I don't think we get to hear her talk about all issues enough, because every damn time that she's on something, they're smearing her so much. I don't get to hear her talks about Medicare for all, though I think she does support it. But then again, I don't know if she raised her hand when somebody said they would give up their private insurance. It's like something, I don't know. I'm looking for an opportunity to interview Tulsi Gabbard. It should happen. It was supposed to happen. I hope we can still make that happen. Hey, anybody watching from the Tulsi campaign? We gonna make that happen? I thought we were gonna do that this week. But whether we make that happen or not, Tulsi Gabbard is progressive in my opinion. I'm not the arbiter of all things progressive, but I do keep it real, and I believe that she's progressive. Why, Anna or Cenk don't consider her progressive? I don't know, bro. I hope they're not holding against her thoughts she had about gay marriage when she was in her early 20s or in her late teens. That would be pretty whack, because if we held that against people, hell, Cenk, you couldn't be who you are because you were a Republican when you were that age, weren't you? Going on. Moving on. 202. 202, you live Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, Tim. It's Maurice from the DMV.
My man. Tell me what's going on, Maurice.
Hey, I've been watching your show for well before the election. So it changed my perspective on a lot of things. I really like your analysis. So
thank you, brother.
I was actually looking at Trump's comments on race throughout the week, and it just seems to me like at the end of the day, where it seems like everyday Americans are just being squeezed, and people don't really realize that it's not really so much about race. It's really more so about how we're being taken advantage of by wealthy people. And I don't know what that would take to get people to realize that and start voting for people like Bernie or Tulsi or Marianne Williams, or getting people like that into office and getting their policies into office. But it just seems to me like so I was watching the clip that you put out earlier on I think they had Van Jones on with a panel that voted for Trump.
Right.
And I was watching that exchange between the younger black guy and the black woman who voted for, who was a Democrat, and then the other black guy was a Republican, and he voted for Trump. And what I noticed in that was that she pointed out to him that she didn't. She basically didn't sacrifice her principles over profit. And I really noticed that. Like, it's almost like people are doing things out of desperation because they're being squeezed. And it just takes that realization for people to realize that that it's not immigrants, it's not minorities that are causing your problems. It's actually that you're being squeezed by the wealthy. So I just don't know what it would take. I almost picture it like being on a job where you have a supervisor, and the supervisor doesn't give you a raise. But then instead of people taking it out on the supervisor, they take it out on the other coworkers. So it's like a zero-sum game type of thing. But that's just all I wanted to really say.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, well, look, I appreciate the phone call. Yeah.
Yeah, I just think that if there was a way to get Medicare for all, or all the other student loan policies and things like that are equalized, that are just make things more equal, that would reduce a lot of the tension that we're having in the country.
It might.
That's all I had to say.
Yeah, well, thank you for the phone call, my brother from the DMV.
All right.
Thank you, said Maurice, man. Yeah, it would, man. Like when people's finances aren't right and they got that wolf at that door, brother, things get treacherous. And I understand it. But I will say this, man. The young man on that video, he said he was a consultant. He was doing very well because the companies that he's consulting for have money to hire him, and they have more money to spend. So he's doing really well. You know, as someone who could have rode the Trump train, me to you, I could have rode the Trump train. There are people who made close to 7 figures the last couple of years doing what I do, riding the Trump train and being black. Now, a lot of those people are not as gifted. And look, hey, I'm pretty funny and I'm pretty engaging and I can talk, right? There are people who rode the Trump train, made, like I said, 7 figures, who don't have those certain skills. They don't write comedy. They've never done stand-up. They've never written for the, I used to write for the Huffington Post. I used to write for a newspaper here in D.C. They don't have any background in anything. They haven't won speaking awards for public speaking. So it was a great opportunity if I would have took advantage of it. But you know what? I have ethics. I made a lot less doing this. Waiting on this election, going Bernie, sticking to my guns. So that guy can't just tell me, oh, well, it's a tough situation financially, so I got to do what I got to do. So I got to support Trump, even when he's wrong, even when I know he's only baiting the racist who happen to be his supporters. Not all Trump supporters are racist or white nationalists or anti-Semites or any of that. But there are some. And I don't give a guy a pass for saying, I don't give someone a pass for saying I had to do that because I need to make money. Because I could have did the same thing and I chose not to. So when I say I don't give you a pass for it, it's because I've been in the same situation and I didn't do that. It can be done. You don't have to sell out. You can't say no. That guy is just greedy and decided to say yes, and now he wants to justify it. If we continue to justify our bad choices by putting them on someone else, we're never going to have a country we want. Our kids are not going to be better off. Our grandkids are going to be in hell. We have to do a better job. There's no excuse for it. You got to stand up for something, and you can't keep justifying it. And that's whether you're voting for Trump or you're voting for a neoliberal like Joe Biden or Kamala Harris. Both bad. All right. (510). You're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Good evening, Tim. It's Bruce from Oakland. How are you today?
Hey, Bruce. What's on your mind, my friend?
Well, I heard that call earlier about Andrew Yang, and I noticed the first thing anyone ever talks about when they discuss Andrew Yang is his UBI. Well, his UBI is just a Trojan horse for deleting all the other social safety nets that other Americans rely on. I heard a show a few weeks back that it caught him in depth discussing his real focus behind UBI. His UBI is either my UBI or social safety net. You don't get both, which means families who rely on AFDC, they get a certain amount of money. Okay, those adults can take the UBI, but that UBI is probably going to be less than what they're getting off AFDC. The same goes for Social Security. You can either have UBI or you can have your Social Security. And it's just a big Trojan horse in order to wipe out other social safety nets. Sure, you may be working great and you get your $3,000 a month while you're working, but the thing is, you lose that job, you've got no other social safety net to rely on but that $1,000 a month. Where are you going to be off $1,000 a month? Tent City, that's where you're going to be. People need to wake up. His UBI is not a gift. It's a Trojan horse.
Wow, brother. Wow, brother. Thank you for the comment, man. I got to keep it moving just because it's getting late. The phones will cut off. I don't control them. It's a system. I get them for a couple of hours because of the plan that I have with Blog Talk Radio. But thank you for the comment. I sort of said the same thing, my brother, that's my issue, right? And people are always saying, well, no, you said it's plus. I'm like, no, I thought it was instead of. And then we go back and forth between what he said and what he didn't say. But I agree, man. Remember, it's not just if a person gets food stamps, it's also about public housing, right? So our public housing, if you pay, like right now, you might pay $30 for public housing, $50, $100 for public subsidized housing, right? Is that going to go away, the subsidized housing part, and you got to pay regular rent? Well, if that's the case, then you get $1,000 gone. I'm just asking. So this is the type of level of preparation I need to get to the next time he comes on, if he comes back on. All right. Because that's a question I need to know the answer to. Did I get my 410 number? Hello, 410?
No.
Hey, how you doing, 410? What's your name? Hey, man, what's on your mind?
Tim Black. Can
Hey,
you hear me?
I hear you now. Hey, who's this?
This is Uncle Ron.
Hey, man, what's going on? Man, did you hit me on FaceTime?
I did by mistake, yeah. It was in my pocket while I was walking the dog.
I said, Ron, no, I'm at a show live. I hope everything okay. How you doing, Ron?
I'm doing fine, brother. I'm doing fine. But before I say anything else, I have to say that my heart goes out to that 39-year-old white guy who called in earlier, because he sounded so downtrodden. And as a brother, I'm gonna tell him. I need to tell him, brother, you okay? It's gonna be all right. Because if I can put up with some of this stuff and it's just going on in this country, believe me, you can too. So you'll be okay. You just gotta go find somebody to hug and move on from there. And I did write down a couple of things. That brother on that interview that Van Jones was on, I'm sorry, the brother is not a brother, if you know what I mean, because his BS answer, doesn't even take into account. Well, what happens in 2024 if Trump is the president in 2020 and Trump is no longer there after 2024? You think business is going to go away for you? That's a lame ass excuse. I think the son of a gun was a plant because he sounded like I was fortunate. I went to a private school, but Lord, I ain't never sound like him. You know what I'm saying? I was still poor. I was still poor. And so I'm sorry. He must have been rich from the day he was born. My man Dave called in early, and I'm so glad to hear him because I like to hear some of the old timers. And if he's still on the line, the answer to your question is yes, Dave. They are stupid. Okay, they are stupid. Trump voters who don't have a lot of money, they are stupid. And it's. I'm going to send you some stats, just like something that you used earlier today, that shows that poor Republican voters consistently vote against their own benefit. They, if the overwhelming majority of poor counties across the country are in red states, there's something to it. And it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure it out. And they keep voting for these Republicans, and they ain't got nothing. But the Republicans keep telling them, you can do it. Pick up those bootstraps, brother. You can do it. You can do it. And you better keep your eyes out for those Mexicans because they want your job. And it's no different than what you said earlier. That it's no. It's the people up top that are crushing us all. And I'm sorry to say it, Tim, but it's the honest to goodness truth. The base for Donald Trump is racist. His base is racist regardless of how much money they make. They could make $75,000 a year. They could make $15,000 a year. They like big bullies. That's what they are. They're big bullies, and they feel entitled to having things the way they were in the 50s and the 60s. That's what they want. They want to go back to get in the back of the bus. And that's just the way it is. Now, I'm finished with that. My girl, Tulsi Gabbard. I'm waiting for her to cut loose and start to connect the dots about how much money the military-industrial complex is spending. And, because she touches on a little bit when she talks about the wars and the money could be spent here. Come on, Tulsi, start breaking it down. Start breaking it down. 57% of our discretionary money goes to the military-industrial complex.
Absolutely.
The raise that they gave Trump last year for the military was enough to send everybody to college. $70 billion increase. So, come on, Tulsi, step out of your stump speech and start slapping some facts on these people, and that'll get you to the next round.
Word.
All right, that's what I have to say about her. But I want everybody to understand one thing. There's only one candidate. There's only one candidate in the Democratic primary who is willing to get up in Trump's face and look him in the eye and tell him that he is full of shit. There's only one, and we all know who I'm talking about.
Yep.
We're talking about Bernie Sanders. He doesn't care a damn about what Trump has to say about him. He will stay on point.
Absolutely.
Everybody else, you can see, you know that what's her name? Warren. Come on, Warren. You can't call a racist a racist. Then how you expect to get my vote? How do you expect to get anybody of color's vote if you can't call a racist a racist? It's beyond me. I was finished with her back in 2016, just like I'm finished with Jenks and TYT. You know what I'm talking about. We got rid of TYT as soon as that New York primary was over. Now, I'm finished with that. Tim, I'm starting to get thinking about going down to Houston for the Democratic thing, man. So you got to start thinking about it too.
Yeah.
Because that's a lot further than Philly, brother.
Yeah, it is. It is. I drove to Philly, right?
But I'm gonna say good night. If one final thing, Biden is a racist.
Yeah.
Okay, Biden is a racist. All you got to do is take the two major things that he brags about, like the guy earlier said, that you can pull up and watch the tapes. Busing, okay, and the crime bill. Hello, that's a racist. He's a Republican. End of discussion.
End of discussion.
Good night, y'all. I love the Wolf Pack. Jilly Love, Elaine B., Fred Murphy. No more donations. Love you all.
You got it, man. Love you back, Unc. Take care, man. That's Uncle Ron. Roland. Damn. Ronald. Ron. Let me be quiet. He don't want people to know his name out there, man. Uncle Ron sent me. In fact, he's the one who sent me the Gallup poll information about the Democrats and where they really stand and what's going on with Biden, what's going on with Bernie. I used it tonight in the show. Thank you, Uncle Ron, for hooking me up. Yeah. What did Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. say? America has socialism for the rich and rugged individualism for the individual. Or for the poor. Or rugged free enterprise for the poor. That's it, rugged free enterprise. Oh, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Here you go, Walmart. No, we don't need your money. We taking Ron's money. We need Ron's and Dave's and Uli's money. We need Elaine's money. We need Kathy's money. We need Steve's money. We need Fred's money. We need Jerry's money and Ahmed's money and Maurice's money and Bruce's money. We don't want the Google money. No. We want the Ralph's money and George's money and Tim's money. All right. Last but not least, 434. Mr. Cocada, man, what's going on, brother?
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey, man,
Hey man, I was having fun, man. Mess with people in the chat room, man. It's been a long time since I was dueling. I had a device over here, device over there. I'm like switching back and forth, man. Shout out to everybody, man. Old school Wolfpack, new member of the Wolfpack, man. Hey man, support the brother, man. You do real good work. Let me move this away so I can get that static out the background. Move that, cut that off. All right. Oh my God. Shout out to Ron, man. Shout out to Dave from Stone Mountain, man. KD from Best Side, Omar Uli, Linda from VA, the whole squad, man, that's been here, man, been supporting, man. Because a lot of people, they come in, they like come in and talk their little smack, and they think they gonna sprinkle something back. But all you're sprinkling is ad campaigns. You ain't sprinkling no facts, baby. You just sprinkle ad campaigns to go to your channel, and you just getting off the ground too. No, baby, no, we been here, but we been here. Been here, been doing it. Got interviews, got it on deck, got it on record, man. Recognize the skills, recognize the talent. Please recognize my brother. You know what I'm saying? But hey, tell man, you know, hey man, keep doing what you're doing, brother. Because keep doing what you're doing, you know, because they need to hear it. You know what I'm saying? And you know, the next generation coming up. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, you know, and it feels weird to say this because me and you are neck and neck in age, so it really feels weird. But it's like, yeah, y'all generation, y'all are in for some people that's gonna try to brainwash the smiggins out of y'all. Because y'all are just gonna take them at their word, and they gonna run the gambit on you. Before you know it, they don't reach in your pocket. Reach in your pocket. I said pocket. Reach in your pocket. They done took all of that. They done downsized your education. Now they have things in place to where if you say certain things, they criticize you for even having the ability to think outside of the mainstream media. Did y'all catch that? You can't grow nothing. You can't get water. So, you know, when the one caller called in, you know what I'm saying, he was sounding like, you know, he was a doomsday prepper, doom and gloom, but I understood some of the things he was coming from because I'm like, yeah, because if you really look at certain states, yeah, you can't collect rainwater. You have to wait and get a permit to grow your own tomato plants, and it's like, I don't want to eat your crap out the store. I want to grow my own stuff and get seeds that I know is going to benefit and get some health inside my bones and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, so on a certain level, it's like, yeah, that was a little bit extreme, but on the other level, it's like, yeah, certain places they don't have that buffer, Tim. You know what I'm saying? They don't have nobody fighting back against that ish. You feel me?
I do. Yeah.
And it's like, you know, somebody got to step it up, you know, and some, you know, for all the young politicians that's running, it's like 8,000 of y'all. That's way over. But I'm just saying, you know, everybody's, you know, putting in a bid, but put in your bid and make your mark. You know, don't get up there and you know, back in our day, we used to call it a P word around. I'm not gonna say it because I don't know who's listening. I know some of the people that's listening. I don't know, even everybody. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let me rephrase it. Don't bullshit around. Let me say it like that because that's a word that everybody uses. Don't bullshit around. You know what I'm saying? Get up there, cash your bid. Hey, look. Okay, well, y'all don't want all of my policies. Maybe me and so and so can link up, and then some of my policies and some of their policies can link, and we can come together like Voltron. That's way over. You come together like Voltron, like Power Rangers around this bit. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, if the Democratic Party, if they go get up there, and I don't know what town hall they was having where all of the women was up there like, we will not be silenced. I'm not trying to hate Suge, but yo, come with the heavy hitter, punch him in the gut. All of y'all. Hit them every boom, boom, boom. Yo, 1, 2, 3, 4 combos out this piece. Shotokan karate out this piece, man.
All right.
If y'all can come together like a squad and like, yo, we got to take this dude down, and this is everything he's doing wrong. This is everything we stand for, and we really looking out for the people, and this is how we can help y'all. Everybody get back on their feet. Y'all got to come in there strong and hit them. Don't come in there talking about we won't be silenced. Leave that part out. We already know what you formed together for. Hit them. Because for all we know, all 5 of y'all just might make a whole nother part of history. It might just be all 5 of y'all representing not only the president, the vice president, half of the joint chief of staffs, and the president came out this piece. Hit them where it hurts, man. If that's your angle, take them out.
I heard that, man. Look, Mystical, man. Thank you for the phone call, man.
I got you, man.
You know it, man. I appreciate the sentiment. You know what? I need to do a deep dive on Rashida Tlaib, Ilhan Omar, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and Alicia. Gosh, Aliana Presley, Miss Presley, and kind of like see exactly where they're coming from and what they're really about. I think I already know, But I think it'd be good to see because they were taking a lot of heat from Nancy Pelosi just before this thing kicked off. There was a back and forth, and Pelosi was really putting them out, like throwing them under the bus. And they were kind of fighting back. I know AOC was fighting back because she has the biggest platform, and like I want to make sure that we're carefully like looking at the situation for what it is, because like now. Nancy Pelosi had to come to their aid and kind of be like, yo, I side with the Congresswoman over Trump. And Trump is like, well, I'm really disappointed. In fact, Nancy Pelosi said that Trump wanted to make America white again. And I played the clip in one of my videos where Trump was like, I'm really disappointed that Nancy Pelosi would say that. That's really racist. That's racist. That's racist to say I want to make America white again. Like that's the first time he heard that statement. People have been making that statement about his acronym ever since he created the acronym. And actually, he didn't make the acronym ever since he brought it back. Actually, Make America Great Again is an old slogan. How many people know that? That's an old slogan. That's not new. Other candidates have ran on it. One of them being Bill Clinton and Al Gore. I'm done, son. All right. Look, guys, thank you so much for calling up tonight. Thank you, everybody who was a part of Freedom Friday. It was a success. You made it successful. Become a member of the Tim Black Wolfpack. You can also now join me on Facebook. Because I know I got a lot of Facebook people. They don't want to join on YouTube. They got their own thing going on Facebook. So guess what? Finally got approval to have subscription-based situation on Facebook. So you can join on Facebook, $5 a month. Same deal. You're supporting the show. I'm gonna give you exclusive content to Wolfpack members. There's gonna be giveaways. I'm working on it. We're doing it. I'm putting everything back into the show to help the show grow and also get people incentives to do stuff. And I'm gonna do stuff like bumper stickers and those flag pennant things. Someone wanted me to get those done. I'm gonna do that. We're going to do some really cool stuff leading us into 2020. I want to actually build this out and make it more real in the real world, not just online, but out there as well. So do it today. Become a member on Facebook or become a member on YouTube or on Patreon. Wherever you like to go wherever you want to go. All right? You know what I'm saying? Whatever works for you. Because some people don't like Patreon. And some people don't like Facebook. Some people like YouTube. It's up to you. All right? There was something someone said I wanted to say, and I didn't want to take time away from the callers, man. I can't recall what it was. I'll just say that I think we have an opportunity. I want to say this. I agree that Tulsi Gabbard needs to start punching harder. I think she will. And, what if Tulsi Gabbard, because I said, hey, why is Tulsi Gabbard getting in between Joe Biden and Kamala Harris? Don't be jumping to Joe Biden like, screw that guy. That guy's horrible. Did you hear the rhetoric that came out of his mouth about the 3 strikes, about the crime bill? Did you hear his rationale? It's as bad as Kamala's, worse than Kamala's. Did you hear the words the rhetoric that came out of his mouth about busing? Yeah, Bernie was like, busing's not good because it creates animosity. But let's keep it real. Bernie said, but the federal government don't give a damn about black people anyway. I mean, Bernie said that in the 70s. I don't know why I didn't know he said that until this week. Kanye West said it about Bush, and he became a superstar. Bernie said it, and it was like nothing. Nobody. I mean, these are real words. So my caller said, Tim, I think it was Maurice from the DMV. He said, Tim, how are we going to get people educated? Right. He said, how are we going to get people educated? How are we going to get people activated? Dude, we got to spread the word. Most people don't know what we know, brother. Most people have not heard the truth. They watch MSNBC and CNN. They don't even know I exist. There are people who called into this show who have never heard my show before. And I've been at this. This Freedom Friday has been around for 3-4 years. And they just now hearing about it. So either I'm not promoting it the right way, or is it my resources are not there to promote it the right way, or something. So people are not hearing the truth. So the way that we get people ignited, inspired, active, waking up to reality is we got to educate them. We got to give them the information. And this never going to happen if independent media is not in the game, because independent media feeds the food to the people. You can't expect people to be, able to compete or be able to think clearly if they're living off a ration or a supply of garbage, fast food, and corporate narratives. They'll never be healthy-minded about what's going on in the country, right? So, and that's not just Tim Black. That's all great media that speaks truth to power, man. So anyway, that's what I wanted to say. So that's how we get them. That's how we wake them up. We sprinkle some facts on them, right? And we don't let nobody take our cornbread, which is take away from us what matters most. So that's it, guys. Look, do it today. Become a member. Follow me at Real Tim Black on Facebook and Twitter. I don't pull punches. I'm not here to kiss anybody's butt. I'm here to help lead a revolution. To hold the people in power accountable for their actions, and to build a community, and to help you, support us, and make this a better world. You with me? I hope so. All right, guys. That's it. Have a great weekend, man. Do me a favor. Do me one favor this weekend. Call somebody up. Call somebody up who you had an argument with, who you stopped talking to. Call them up and say, I'm sorry. Whatever I did to hurt you or offend you, I want to know, can we put it behind us? I would like a clean start. Because life too short, first of all. Second of all, some of y'all are mad at people for stuff you don't remember what you're mad about. It's been so damn long. You know how many muscle it takes to hold a frown? You know how much pressure you got to apply to hold a grudge? Let that stuff go. Come on now. You want a better country? Be a better person. You want to be a better person? Start by forgiving people. Let it go. All right? I ain't say be a fool now. Come on, I ain't say be a fool. I ain't say let it walk all over you. I said let it go. All right. I'll see you on the next one, guys. Let me give a shout out to all my people that donated to the show. Oh man, we got a couple of new subscribers, man. A couple of people joined the Wolfpack. Plemmy K. I know I seen you before, Plemmy K. Thank you for joining again. I think I seen you around, Plem. Thank you. Elephants on coke. That's dangerous, man. An elephant on coke for real? says that Bernie's been saying the same thing, and gosh, man, I really need to make it so that my monitor's closer so I can read this and be able to put it in the mic. It's kind of hard to do both things. Thank you, Elephants on Coke. He said Bernie's been saying the same thing. He said something about Trump. I'm not really sure I understand that one. But Curry Holder said, great show, Tim. Thank you for the support, Curry. Schultz said, You're a mighty good man, Tim. Well, thank you, Schultz 100. Keep the faith. And by the way, I wouldn't mind having one of your bumper stickers. Hey, Schultz, email me at tim@timblacktv.com, bro. All right? Anybody who's giving more than $5 to the show, email me at tim@timblacktv.com. That's what it's for, bro. Schultz, you giving at least that much. You just gave that much today. You gave $10 today. Email me, tim@timblacktv.com with your address. I'll send you one out. I'll buy the stamp. Just do it, bro. It also helps promote the show, man. So I'm giving you something, but you're also helping the show. Thank you. All right? Hey, Mayors. Pretty sure in eastern Iowa, with the visit to Iowa City to hang out with Ron and Graham on September 8th. Love you. I heard that, Mayors. Thank you for the support. Aaron, Tim, you the best. Keep doing what you're doing. I will keep doing what I'm doing. That's because I got people like you got my back. Tumblebug is a new member. Give it up for Tumblebug. What's up, Tumble? How you doing? Welcome, Tumble, to the Wolfpack. Craig, don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. That's what's up, Craig. Don't fall for the bananas, bro. Don't do it. And Do Panic just said, here goes $5, Tim. Keep the show going. Thank you, Do Panic. I appreciate you. You know, and that's it. Much love to everybody watching. I see you in the next one, and have a good weekend. Peace.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.